expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-364-1031 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-364-1031. That's 800-364-1031. What do you have to lose? Call 800-364-1031. Again, 800-364-1031.
Progressive presents Flo and JB announcing a monster truck rally.
And here comes the Obliterator.
Whoa! And he's up on two wheels. That can't be safe.
Oh, I don't recommend flipping your car backwards.
Did he even check his blind spot?
And the car's on fire.
I definitely don't recommend that.
This is one of my recurring nightmares.
Progressive is all about keeping it safe, so bundle your home and auto for 24/7 protection. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Coverage not provided for monster trucks. Not available in all states.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fallon Hills at 95.9 FM.
Live from the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, you made it. It's Friday. Whew. These 4-hour work days are really getting to me, man.
I know.
If we can figure out a way to get three work days, that'd be great.
Maybe in our next contract.
I don't know. Listen, people. It's Friday. After this, it's all 5 days a week, unless you're a government worker. Then you get tons of days off. But right now, this is it. This is it for NFL. This is it. It's week 18. This is it for the regular season. This is it for the little extra days off. This is it for a bit. You got to put your nose to the grindstone. You got to, you got to get to work. Got to get to work. After this week, it's over. A lot of people are still probably out. You get some out of office replies. There's some people out there who are dragging out the holidays and that sort of thing. My wife, she's like, you get home tonight. You're taking down that tree. You're taking down the tree. You're taking down the
tree comes home tonight. It goes down tonight.
Yeah. The lights come down. Everything comes down. And I'm just boy. Okay. I don't know when that became my job, but all right. So the holidays are over is what she's saying.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, I tried it. I was like, hey, wouldn't you like to just have Christmas a little long? No, you're taking stuff down. Don't be lazy. Okay. I guess I'm doing that. That's what I'm doing. I am de-Christmasizing the house this weekend. So, and then next week, 5 days in a row, we have to come to work.
Oh, boy.
Full 5 days in a row.
Yeah, I won't be here next either Monday or Friday.
Really?
Yeah. Well, either one. You choose.
Oh.
One of them I won't be
I think we're expected to be here every day. I think we're expected.
Who's expecting it?
The guy who came in here and talked to us earlier. You remember him? The guy who owns the place?
Drawing a blank?
Oh, I know he's talking.
So, party's over. Holidays are over. It's time to get to work. But don't worry. We got March Madness to look forward to.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, it's a couple months from now, but
Yeah.
it's something. It is something,
Hmm.
which is fine. But listen, everybody, we're here. We're gonna just make the best of it. That's how I like to rally the troops. Well, we're here. You might as well make the best of it. Yeah. Wow, such inspiration. You should lead men. Yeah.
You should write all those little inspirational quotes you have and
Oh yeah. Yeah.
make a book or something.
You're like, hey, if you think it's hard now, don't worry. We'll all be dead soon.
If you think it's hard now, just wait.
Yep.
It gets harder.
We'll all be dead soon. Last Optimist says, hey, welcome back, Randy. Hope you had fun borrowing that plane yesterday. Did you try pouring a glass while doing a barrel roll?
Once again, I am not able to comment.
Yeah.
Big George and I are in litigation over that.
It's not so much litigation. I just like everybody was wondering where you were yesterday. And I found you with the news story that came from AZ Family 3 TV. A man arrested after stealing plane from airport and flying to California. Numerous beer cans and bottles in the cockpit.
Well,
so I was like, oh, look, there's Randy.
I was trying to go see Big George. I haven't seen him in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have use of the weather plane anymore.
Well, you know why.
I do know why.
You know why.
It was that trip to Mexico, wasn't it?
Well, we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. We shouldn't talk about any of this.
I didn't know I was paying to get in the donkey show.
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize that.
Wait, what did you think was happening? We shouldn't talk about this here. We shouldn't.
I thought the guy said Don Quixote, not donkey.
No, nice try. Nice try. Nobody believes you. Wilbur is on the text line, says, Keon, this is my last comeback player of the year joke/reference. No, it's not. The last one you did is. I'm not reading any more of your text. No, I'm kidding. I'll read it. I really think the NBA is going to have to award Chet Holmgren with not only Rookie of the Year award, but because he actually was a rookie last year, got hurt, they should also give him the Comeback Player of the Year award. Let's ask Ralph.
But he doesn't qualify as having played last year, so he's not a rookie.
But he could come.
I
you
thought
still
he-
could come back.
You can't come back from a league you were technically not in.
You got a lot of rules.
I thought he was being looked at as a rookie, though.
He is looked at as a rookie now.
Yeah.
But he didn't play last year.
Well, he didn't play last year.
So what are you coming back from?
Well,
the bathroom. He's coming back from the bathroom.
I mean, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just saying. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, right. Okay. Thanks, Wilbur.
That's the closest one to having a point, though. So I'll give him that.
I'll be honest. I'm a little distracted.
Why?
Because Oscar Pistorius was released from prison today. Boingy boingy.
Yeah.
Shooty is outy. You know? And I don't know. As long as he stays in South Africa, I think we're safe.
I don't think that he's leaving. He's on probation, right? So
He's
I don't
not,
think
he's not allowed to.
he can't leave the country.
His old boingy thing. 9 years he was in prison.
He looked well shaved, though. He looked well shaven when he was leaving.
Well, yeah, they let you shave in prison.
Well, I thought maybe he just kind of, used his blades.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
He just kind of turned his knee one way and went,
yeah,
took care of it.
Very flexible.
I don't think he was allowed to have those in prison. I don't
The
think he had
blades?
the boingy.
He didn't have the blades in prison?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, it's a weapon.
How's it a weapon? It's
Is
your
it?
feet.
It's his legs.
Yeah, well, the blades.
They're just
by
blades.
the name itself.
And-
Blades,
they're
like
not-
swords.
They're not actually sharp, though. I don't
Kind of reminds me, though,
I don't
of
know why
that,
they call that, but
of that. What was that movie? The Kingsman.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That
Oh,
one,
yeah,
that
the-
one
the-
gal that was in there, and she had blades like that, and she cut that dude in half, and he was so sharp,
Can't have that in prison.
he didn't even realize he was cut, and then he fell apart.
Yeah, two halves.
As long as
Yeah.
you don't move, you're fine. But
Yeah.
the minute you twitch,
And there
comes
was no
apart.
blood. That's how clean the cut was.
Yeah, I don't think he can do that.
he's got blades for legs. Sure, he can do that.
They're not literally
How
blades.
sharpen them they are. Don't you watch movies? Anyway,
Yeah,
so
just-
Oscar Pistorius.
It'd be pretty noticeable if you're sharpening your actual legs
Yeah.
in prison. I think someone would notice.
You get away with a lot in prison. Hey, whatever happened to our prisoner that used to text in all the time?
Probably got caught.
Well, you know, hiding that cell phone where he was hiding it,
Probably got
prison
caught.
person. I forget his name actually.
I forgot. Yeah. Oh,
But
man.
yeah, it has been a while.
Yeah.
I hope he's not listening because he got out.
Prison Wallet, we knew Prison Wallet had spent time in the clink.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong. I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Well, that depends.
We appreciate everybody.
It does depend a little bit.
But I mean, our friend that was inside the clink, inside the Gray Bar Hotel, he is. I think he probably got caught.
You think he got caught with a phone?
I think the Bulls rushed in on a surprise visit, and the Bulls found it. That's what that's prison talk.
When he first started, he was texting a lot.
Yeah, he did.
So-
And we told him we were worried about it.
Yeah.
You guys haven't spent a lot of time in the Gray Bar. I have, and that's what you call the guards, the Bulls.
You shouldn't do that.
The Bulls.
Well, I mean, unless they like it.
Look, man, it's either the Bulls or it's us. See what I'm saying?
It doesn't have to be anything. This is a low security place. You don't need to start any trouble, Randy. In a minimal security situation, there's no Bulls. There's just guys in khakis.
Guys just don't know what it's like to be inside. I've been on the inside.
I've been on the inside of quite a what?
Talking prison.
Oh, right. Never mind. So you think anybody wants to date Oscar Pistorius right now?
No.
I
hope the answer is no.
Moist one.
He has no money now, right? Well, his family, I guess. He has no money. He has no job. He's no legs. You know,
And more importantly, he's a murderer.
yeah. Then if you,
well, he still maintains his innocence.
I mean,
unless you're one of these people who likes to go to the bathroom with the door open all the time, probably a bad idea.
Maybe don't do it. I was watching the documentary, the 30 for 30 that they had, and
what if I told you?
All I'm saying is, he maintains his innocence, but it just sounds like he's lying the whole way, just the entire way.
Oh, he's lying.
He was trying to do the thing with, well, look, I didn't have my legs on at the time, so like, how could I shoot from this angle? It's just like no one is going to believe you because you could just take them off.
Yeah,
you do take them off.
I could take them off and throw them across the room and go, huh? You know,
why would you throw your legs across the room?
Just to make it look like I didn't have them.
Then you would have to walk around that kind of funny.
Or you're trying to get away with murder, Randy. You do what you got to do.
He's claiming that that's how he walked around the house, and I was just like, I don't believe
he
that
boingy boingies.
Inconvenient in every way possible.
But wouldn't it scratch up the wood floor?
Well, that's a good point. There's probably some little rubber stoppers or a cork at the bottom. I don't know. I got to go back and look at the pictures of what those things look like.
I think they're just metal, aren't they?
They're
aluminum, titanium.
I think aluminum,
vibranium.
They have to give. You know,
what's that stuff from the Avengers?
Vibranium.
Yeah, get a little vibranium there. I don't know. I don't know what it is. All I know is he was in there 9 years. He was supposed to be in there 13 and a half years. I feel like if that was my daughter or my sister, I don't think that's enough time to have somebody murdered.
I think it ought to be mandatory life. You take a life, you have lost your life.
I agree. Yeah, as long as, you can prove it and you have evidence.
13 and a half years after you killed somebody?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it was 9 years.
Well, he did 9 because he got on parole for...
But even if he had completed the full sentence, that would have been... Okay.
13 and a half?
That's still, again, for having murdered a person.
And remember, he murdered her on Valentine's Day.
A hell of a way to show your love.
Nobody should ever date him again. Ever.
Yeah.
Some dumb girl will. I'm sure there's some dumb girl. I think I can change him. There's always that one.
It's just, it's a gamble. I'm just saying, if you fail what you think you can do, you might not be here to tell the story. That's all I'm saying.
Well, old Pistorius is on the loose, so just something to keep in your mind. That and OJ is still running around free. So OJ here, Pistorius there.
Well, OJ's in Vegas, right? He lives in Vegas now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Remember when he lived in Scottsdale and Big George tagged us all and started talking crap to OJ? And I was like, I immediately blocked OJ. I didn't want him to ever be able to find me.
No.
Yeah, that is too close, man. You don't poke the bear.
Seriously.
Yeah, I'm not getting to tweet Oscar Pistorius either. I'm not as afraid of him as I think I would have been of OJ.
Well, I mean, he does live an entire continent away.
Oscar Pistorius, all I got to do just for a head start is have stairs. So we're good.
Not if he's got his boingies on.
Boingies, that's like clumsy because like he's got to
You
go
mean
up sideways.
He's an Olympic athlete.
You got to go sideways.
Yeah,
It's not
but-
about how athletic you are. It's about the physics of the stairs.
I don't
You gotta,
think he would have
he's got
to
to
go
sideways and go boing, the boing, the boing.
I don't think he
boing.
would.
Left, right,
I
back,
don't know, because-
sideways up the stairs. The boingies on.
Yeah, they're longer than the stair is
Right,
wide. So
right.
just
Yeah, those will slow him down. I'll have at least a chance.
I don't think so.
OJ, he just
forget it.
jumps out of nowhere and murders you. You know,
With some isotoner gloves on.
I mean, it's got to be comfortable. Cardinal Art says Triple OG Randy walk the main line. Damn Skippy. No shower shoes in the day room. And most importantly, don't drop the soap. Pour me a double shot of your finest whiskey, Randy.
Yeah.
There
yeah.
you go. Cardinal Art.
Yeah, you got to listen, Cardinal Art. You got to know how to talk the talk. And thank you very much for that. Appreciate that.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, "Oh, do tell. Why was Randy in the clink? What did he do?" Well, we're not talking about it, but you already know he stole an airplane. Big George says that texter's name was incarcerated person.
That's who it was. Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
That was very on
Yeah.
the nose, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Wow.
He says, "I remember him well. He got me a lot of business." All right. Wilbur says,
What does that mean?
"Keon, have you ever been to a Turkish prison?"
I haven't been to any prison, so plan on keeping it that way.
Last Optimist says, "Yeah, just don't call them the Steers." What?
No, don't call them the Steers. Oh, no, don't do that.
Who?
No, no.
Who?
Oh, the
The
Bulls.
the Bulls. You don't
Prison
call them the
guard.
Steers. No.
Why don't you call them the Steers?
Oh, I can't even talk about it. That's how bad it is. You don't want.
I don't think you know what the hell you're talking
Oh
about.
my God! I have dreams about that. It wakes me up. I'm in a cold sweat.
Walter Mellon says it was incarcerated something. Yeah, we already
Incarcerated person. Thank you.
sorted that out. Baker's Cocky Hen says, I see some value in Coach of the Year. Monty Williams is plus 1 million.
Which, if he turns it around from here, yeah, I mean, that's just that would be a miracle. It's just not liable to happen.
He will not be this year's Coach of the Year.
They might match their first streak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They just immediately got right back to the business of losing again.
I wouldn't worry too much about that one. Hey, last night, though, some good things happened. ASU beat some Mormons 82-70. And
I think you better clarify that.
Well, Utah Utes. So Perez got 27 and Collins had 19, and it was a solid game. And 41 in the first half, 41 in the second half, got it done. And there you go. ASU with the win, making them now 9-5, 3-0 in conference play.
There it is.
So nicely done. Nicely done. They'll play Colorado tomorrow.
Tyon Grant Foster, another big game. He's one of the top scorers in the country.
Slow down. I was talking about ASU, not GCU.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I jumped the gun there.
Yeah, give me a second here.
Dude.
I was still talking about ASU.
Oh.
ASU, that was great. But no, you're right. Grant Foster, 27 to beat the other Mormons.
Yeah, that's what it was. They were playing the other
Wait a minute.
Utah team, and
What?
There's a lot of Mormons.
Yeah.
I think you guys need to clarify.
Southern Utah Thunderbirds.
Oh, see, now you keep saying, I thought BYU was the Mormon university.
There's a lot of Mormons.
They are the
They're
Mormon
everywhere.
University, but
Did they do that too?
no, they didn't.
Mormon university.
They would be the
You can't throw a pair of magic underwear without hitting a Mormon around here. They're everywhere.
Around here in
Yeah.
Scottsdale?
Oh, yeah. But here in Utah, it's wall to wall Mormons.
How do you know that? Have you witnessed this?
Oh, I've
firsthand?
been to Utah.
Huh.
Anyway, so the Southern Utah Thunderbirds were not able to 21-point win for the GCU Lopes. And of course, now you probably have some more firsthand knowledge about this there, Keon. So Gabe McLaughlin is usually the leader in the clubhouse, as they say. He had 18 points, but Tyon Grant Foster kind of went nuts.
Yeah, he went nuts. I mean, he's been the scoring leader this season. He's the guy that usually has been getting it done. Not that Gabe is not a contributor. He had 18 points in the game. And when they needed defensive stops, to be able to throw him at the best player at Southern Utah and not necessarily shut him down, but make him less comfortable and jam up that Southern Utah offense. This is a Southern Utah team that's rebuilding, but they were in the WAC championship and played GCU for a chance to go to the NCAA tournament last season. So this is a team that can still beat you if you're not on your toes. So to have guys that are able to come in and score in a variety of different ways, if Tyon Grant Foster ever has an off game, which I haven't seen it, then there are still other ways for GCU to beat teams. It's very exciting.
Yeah, GCU is looking really good this year for another tournament visit. But hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's a lot of season left to play. So congratulations, ASU. Congratulations, GCU. Of course, the Coyotes did not fare as well last night.
Yeah.
That was not great.
Yeah,
5-1.
Yeah. See, remember I told you they're going into a stretch of play against some really difficult teams. I think this is the first.
Well, this is one where they were kind of evenly matched, though. This is one where they should have fared better, I thought.
Well, maybe, but don't anybody panic. The Coyotes are not out of anything yet. It's just it's a little run of bad luck, and we'll have to regroup and get the pack back on the ice tomorrow night, I think.
Anytime that you are watching the Coyotes and you see them have a struggle, just say, hey, remember the Diamondbacks. Remember the Diamondbacks.
Oh, yeah.
And what they went through some great and then horrific streaks, and they ended up in the World Series. So I'm not saying anything about the Coyotes other than remember the Diamondbacks, let's see what happens on the next game. But they were playing without their forward, Jason Zucker, because he got suspended 3 games for boarding Panthers' Nick Cousins. And let me tell you, that was a trumped up charge right there. I think that was just, I don't agree with that. I think that was garbage. That was just garbage. Did you see that? Oh my God. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe they made such a damn big deal out of that. So what happened was Cousins hit, I can't, let's see if I can say his name, Valimaki, and while he was on his knee by a sideboard. So Zucker sees this and he's like, oh, hell no. So he skates over and bam, delivers a good check to the back of Cousins. And yes, it did happen to drive his head right into the glass. But so then there was a fight and all that stuff. Zucker got a 5-minute major and a game misconduct. And, there you go. Well, the league came out and said, we're spending 3 games for that. That was boo-boo. It was already done and handled. They didn't deserve a suspension.
Well, the first thing is you don't mess with the other team's goalie. You never mess with the other team's goalie. And if you do, there will be retribution.
Yep.
You will get paid back in kind, and that's the way that he chose to do it. But
he's right. Worth the 3 games.
I don't know that 3 games is a bit excessive.
No, it's worth it. Whatever the punishment is, you got to back your guy.
Yes, I understand. But I'm saying that I think the 3 games is a bit harsh. But I will say this: at least the NHL has some consistency. I mean, and they know how to hand out the discipline. They don't waver on things. Oh, I don't know, like the NFL perhaps or the NBA. They don't waver back and forth. And by the way, congratulations to Clayton Keller. He was voted to the All-Star team yesterday.
Oh, good for him.
So he'll be, and that was before the fan vote. So that means that the league vote, and that means that his peers on the ice have voted him to be a winger representing the Coyotes at the All-Star game coming up here.
Good for him. But back to this other thing, this Cousins jackass, right? This Cousins guy, he's in concussion protocol, and that's his punishment because the league decided what he did. Oh, no big deal. They just let him go. No big deal. They said that, here's the thing, that he did have the opportunity to adjust his angle of approach on Valimaki. But yeah, I'm just, you may think it's consistency, but I don't think it's fair what they did to Zucker. But did they do that to Cousins? I don't think Cousins got, I don't think he got suspended.
Yeah, no.
Zucker, actually, he's going to lose $82,000 for that in salary. That's how much Jason Zucker loses.
Yeah, I mean, and these guys don't make this enormous compensation like NBA and NFL players do. So,
yeah. Anyway, Cousins is a jackass. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, we got to take a break. When we come back, we have some other random things to talk about, NBA and otherwise. And then, of course, we're going to get us into some NFL. And we probably should have Keon Rose's college basketball dance party. Is it time to start doing that? I mean, I know we got one big football game to talk about, but I figure we'll talk about that on Monday, right?
Yeah. We can do the basketball dance party. Let's go.
And we'll get caught up on all your texts. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Take the guesswork out of your holiday gifts. OmahaSteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and save an additional $30 with promo code VSIN. OmahaSteaks.com.
NBA tonight, the Phoenix Suns are home in Arizona as they take on the Miami Heat. Phoenix, a 3.5-point home favorite, minus 112 against the spread. Miami getting the 3.5 points or minus 108. On the money line, Miami plus 134, Phoenix minus 158. The over-under 228.5. NFL Sunday, the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Arizona, 3-point home underdog at 4-12 on the year. Seattle minus 146 on the money line, while Arizona plus 124. The over-under in Glendale, 47.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Listen, a lot of us play fantasy football this time of year, and it's fun. But what you should be playing is fantasy electric bills. What's that? It's where you get with Harman Solar, and they save you over 80% off your electric bill every month. Then, each time you open up that bill, you're going to feel like you just won a championship. Call Harman Solar today. Get a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
And just like that, it's 2024. The new year always comes so fast. The older I get, the simpler my resolutions are. Spending time with family, planning for retirement. But this year, I added Protect It All to the list. When my best friend suddenly lost her husband and seeing what her family went through, I realized how important life insurance is. We weren't covered, so I went to SelectQuote.com, and in minutes, we had quotes from multiple carriers. Then, an experienced licensed insurance agent helped us find the right coverage for our budget. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. The holidays were for family, but the new year, it's for protecting them.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-8787 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote. That's 1-800-280-8787. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
80% of youth in Arizona don't drink, smoke, or use drugs. Want to know the reason why? It's you. Kids say not disappointing their parents is one of the main reasons they choose not to drink or use drugs. Visit TalkNowAZ.com because while you might worry you aren't getting through, you are. Keep it up and stay up to date about the latest Arizona drug trends at TalkNowAZ.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Grand Canyon University basketball is back for another exciting season. After advancing to March Madness in 2 of his 3 seasons as the head coach, Bryce Drew brings a team to the court this season, picked to win the conference once again, and led by first-team All-WAC selection Gabe McLaughlin and WAC preseason Player of the Year Ray Harrison. Check out the schedule at GCULopes.com to find matchups with San Francisco, DePaul, Liberty, and last year's national championship runner-up, the San Diego State Aztecs. Join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long right here on The Fanatic, the home of Lopes basketball.
Today, the Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and I agree, Whopper. I agree. The Whopper says ex-Coyote Nick Cousins should have gotten a 2-minute penalty. Zucker should have gotten a double minor, and that's it. New day and age. Yeah, but if Zucker is going to get a 3-game suspension, Cousins should have gotten a little something more than he did. And I'll tell you what, I'm glad he got a concussion. I'm glad he got a concussion because there you go. At least there's some penalty. Cheap ass hit. Anyway, 888-368-1580. Heavy Metal Maniac says, when I was younger, my parents had a friend that went to prison and they go visit him now and again. I refuse to go inside. I don't care how hot it was in the car. I was never going inside that prison.
Wow.
I don't blame you.
Why?
I don't blame you. Why would you want to go in there? It's not his friend. It wasn't his friend in there. It was a family friend.
Oh.
So
you'd rather sit out in the heat.
Well, yeah. Look at Heavy Metal Maniac. He grew up to be a fine, upstanding, law-abiding citizen.
Well, I mean, there's that. Yes.
If he'd have gone in there, he'd have turned out like us. Nobody wants that. Baker's Cocky Hen says Pistorius is hopping up those stairs like freaking Tigger and taking you out. Boing, boing. Yeah, but he's got to go sideways. He's got to go sideways to do it. So let's see. Moist One says, can't wait for the Buffalo Balls game. I think you mean Bills.
Bills.
The chemistry between Josh All-In and Gape Davis is fun to watch.
Gape? It's an unfortunate name.
I feel like these aren't typos.
Gape Davis.
Moving on. Kiss the Cook says, what? What balloon knot picked the Heat over the Suns?
Balloon knot.
What is he talking about?
You lost me. I'm lost.
Are you? Oh, he might be listening to the podcast again or something. I don't know.
I
really wish you guys between the hours of 3 and 6 would not listen to podcasts and then text the show. Really wish you guys would figure out how to get the show live.
Like, my 1580's not on. Well, still, we're on live on the stream. Don't listen to the podcast.
There's a big button on the website.
Huge button.
Listen live.
Play.
To find the podcast, you actually have to do more things. It's harder to find the podcast than it is to find the live stream.
Yeah.
By design.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
That's on purpose.
The Big T says balloon is a butthole. All right, somebody want to fill me in on what they're talking about?
I'm lost.
Okay, as long as you're lost, I feel
Well, I mean,
all right.
if you look at a balloon knot,
Yeah, I know what that looks like.
Yeah. looks like a butthole.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
I'm just trying to figure out how does that relate
Well,
to.
he called somebody a balloon knot.
Yeah, I know. He says what balloon knot picked the Heat? I don't know. I don't know what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
the-
Nobody
we-
was
we-
even talking
we
about
weren't
the
talking
Heat.
about the
Are the
Heat.
Suns playing the Heat?
We didn't talk about the Heat yesterday either. That's to my knowledge.
Yeah, they're playing the Heat tonight.
Okay, we didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
we haven't even gotten there.
Why would we? I mean, it's
KD still out? Is that the situation? KD still out? The hell are you doing over there?
My cords are falling
We,
down.
we come into the
last I
studio
read-
so infrequently.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
When last I read, KD was still out. Hamstrings are. You just take your time with those.
Yep. So here's the deal. The Suns still favored to win this game tonight. Here is the info. Spread is 4.5. And the money line is plus 140 on the Heat. And the Suns are at minus 165. So there's the betting lines on that. But as far as the injuries go, they got a lot. We got a lot. Jimmy Butler is out. Haywood Highsmith is out. Caleb Martin's a game time decision. Game time decisions all around for Kevin Durant, Eric Gordon, and Nasir Little. So that's the current situation. I'd be surprised if Kevin Durant did play with a nagging hamstring injuries. You know, I feel like the Suns are just happy to limp along as long as they stay somewhat of in range to make sure they're in playoff contention when the time comes. So they'll give Kevin Durant exactly what he needs, plus a day or two to make sure he's healed up and ready to go. But the problem is them hamstrings, easy to come back.
Yeah,
That's a concern.
You can tweak that very easily. So they're going to, like you said, go above and beyond taking their time with that.
And his hamstrings are like twice the length of like a normal person.
I don't think it's about the length. It's
I think
about
like twice, at least easily twice the length.
Don't think that
And you
there's
start
one-
talking about those giraffe legs he's
Sure,
got,
okay.
and then he pulls one of those
Yeah.
hammies.
No, you're all right.
I mean, that could bend his knee
Yeah.
all the way back. His ankle would be up on the back of his shoulder.
It's true. If his hamstring were to snap, you'd see his ears move.
Oh yeah,
It's like that.
because they're twice as
Yeah.
long as a normal human being.
No, you're not wrong. By the way, I think that the Suns should all line up and high five the Miami Heat when they come in
Why?
because they beat the Lakers last night. The last time they played, not last night, on the third, they beat them 110-96. High five.
No Jimmy Butler, by the way.
Mm.
Lakers were just losing to
Wow.
the Heat.
No LeBron James either. Well, I mean, that's what the stat sheet showed me.
Yeah, he played.
Oh, did he?
Just
Oh, did he?
you know,
Couldn't tell.
they all played actually. Anthony Davis was there.
So I guess everybody in that locker room is turning on Darvin Ham. They've learned the ways of old LeBron James, and that's when things start to go bad, turn on the coach. Austin Reeves says the vibe is bleep in our locker room right now. And he says it's bleepy in there. We're losing. Anytime you lose, the vibe should be off. But it seems like everybody wants to. Darvin Ham, we all from afar were like, we like Darvin Ham. He seems like a pretty good coach. And they seem pretty happy with them. And then they won this meaningless midseason tournament. Everybody's like, yay. And then they've lost a bunch of games, I think 8 of their last 10. And they're like, well, it's got to be Darvin Ham, right? Not the thing where we brought in some elderly players and some douchebags. It's got to be the coach. What the hell? You got easily injured players and geriatrics out there, but it can't be that. It's got to be the coach.
Now, part of it is Darvin Ham is like legitimately doing some weird stuff with lineups. They're not good.
He's trying to do anything he can think of because what he has that should be working the way it should be working isn't. So you can't blame him for trying many different things to try to get a spark.
I understand that, but Austin Reeves at point guard is just confusing to me. What about his game gave you any indication that he would be a really good point guard?
How much you want to bet that they're like Darvin Ham's like, oh, who's playing point guard tonight? Or he's like, not it. And Austin Reeves is like, wait, what? I'm not. What? Me? What? How? So things always get put at the feet of a coach when LeBron James is around.
Wish you guys would quit saying Darvin Ham.
It's his move.
Why? It's his name.
I'm kind of hungry now.
Oh, yeah. I have a ham sandwich. I'm not even lying. I have a ham sandwich in my bag because I didn't realize that we were going to have lunch today. I didn't know you were actually going to show up. So if you want a ham sandwich, I'll hand you one right now.
They let me out early today.
I made it myself. I thought there's no way you're going to get that bail that early. So if you want it, I'll give you my ham sandwich.
No, you guys keep talking about Darvin Ham, and I keep thinking about my recipe for a ham on the smoker.
But you don't think I'd make a good ham sandwich?
Oh, it would probably be great.
I'm offended now.
Would be better if you used my ham from the smoker. It'd be even better.
Well, I use fine ham from the store.
And I see that's
boar's head.
Well, and that's great.
Just saying.
That's great. But does it have a like a honey bourbon brown sugar glaze on it?
I got some honey and I got some bourbon. I can make it happen. Jeez, you're picky. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just so happy that things are going badly for the Lakers. So happy that the Miami Heat whipped them the other day. So happy that the Lakers? The Lakers have slid down to 4th in the Pacific Division. Hey, that's right behind the Phoenix Suns. So the Phoenix Suns not playing great is better than the Lakers not playing great.
Yeah, I was trying to tell Ralph that you're in a glass house throwing stones, man. Your team is also bad.
He knows that. He'll just never admit it.
Yeah, it's just and now they're sinking like a rock. I forget how many games they've lost now, but it's something like 10 out of their last 12. It's just a nightmare.
Like a rock. Remember that? Like a rock. Remember that song?
You mean the Bob Seger version?
No. There's a guy and a gal singing at each other. And the girl is like, I might have dreamed it. I don't know.
Could be.
Your love is like a rock. It's a different one. Not the like a rock Ford commercials. That Ford has ruined.
It's Chevrolet.
Okay. Chevy has ruined Bob Seger for me.
Like a rock.
Like a gal and a guy singing at each other.
Yeah, I don't see
it's
anything
called a duet. Sorry.
I don't see it.
Lacrosse guy says, tell Ralph I dislike him even more. I took a Mach 3 to my ear this morning, and it did not go well.
Ralph was talking about shaving his ears yesterday. Just
Mach 3?
Taking a blade.
Lacrosse guy told you. He meant like an electric shaver, not a regular blade.
He said regular blade.
He was lying. He was just lying. Well, let us know when you get out of the hospital. No. I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, taking advice from Ralph. Why would you do that?
Big George says, what is ODG Services LLC? I don't know. What are you talking about?
Probably talking about my hat. I think it's GDG Services LLC.
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, it's my friend. I just grabbed a hat going out. It's no big deal.
What was it? Was it for?
It's a company.
Does what?
My friend, I believe it's plumbing.
Tell them because it looks like it says syphilis. It's specialists. You should probably tell them that for logo work, maybe a little clearer. Because like right from here, and I am wearing glasses, but it looks like it says your plumbing syphilis.
You're not looking through your glasses. You're looking over your glasses.
Your plumbing syphilis. But it says your plumbing specialist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a nice logo, though.
Well,
yeah.
You tell him because I don't want to.
Well, I just did. Kiss the Cook says the hamstring is better known as the glutes. Oh, the ones that like Tiger Woods was always trying to activate. Yeah, the gluteus maximus or the long ass muscle. That's another technical term. Long ass muscle. KD has like ass like a skeleton. What?
He doesn't is what he's trying to say.
Oh, I see.
It's an ironing board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ironing board.
An iron on his ass.
Just
I don't iron as it is, to be honest.
Just a very
kind of fun to
person,
try,
that's all
though.
he's
I
trying to
mean,
say.
Well, you take your shirt with a wet towel,
Yeah.
throw it in the dryer for a few minutes, iron shirt.
Ah.
That's what I do.
Huh.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, I hope the Lakers play bad all season long and they can have their stupid little intermittent trophy. I do love watching them lose, especially Bronny. Hey, a little Bron, his spawn was actually showing a little bit of spark and promise for the USC the other night.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, happy for him.
Well, I mean,
I got nothing against the kid.
Yeah, USC is having they're struggling. They're struggling a lot right now. 7-7 to start the year. They're 1-2 in conference play. And Bronny added 15 points in their game, and he had some big plays for them, offense and defense. He's been he's a great defender.
That kid has heart.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
What?
What? If I had the whistle, I would blow it right there.
What?
You're gonna have to have that ready to go. Look, but he's a great defender. I mean, no matter what he becomes as an offensive player, just 110% on the defensive side of the ball, which I think is really cool. But yeah, they needed him to narrowly avoid their worst start in basketball in 10 years. So good for them, I guess.
So we have a new texter on the text line, 1878. The ones I always wonder what gets somebody to finally text in, some argument that we're having. They're like, I can't take it anymore. Or we say something dumb and they got to correct it. That one happens a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This one, it was R&B music. They got this person to text in. 1878 says the song Solid as a Rock.
Oh, that's Ashford.
Solid as a rock. That whole thing. Like she's having some sort of a spaz attack or something.
Oh, I'm solid. Solid as a rock.
That one, yeah.
Okay.
Why do I got to play the girl part? I don't like that.
It's been that way for 30 years.
You got a real pretty mouth.
Oh, boy.
Kiss the Cook says Ralph is Italian. He probably has 5 o'clock shadow in his ears. He needs a Mach 3. Oh, that's a good point. A lot of hair growing on there. Moist One says, I remember someone, Keon or Ralph, that USC basketball was better than Purdue when it came out. USC was joining the Big Ten. I do remember that. You did say that.
That what?
You did say that USC basketball was better than Purdue.
I don't recall saying that.
Well, if it wasn't you, it was definitely Ralph.
It must have been Ralph. That's his team. Zach Edey was, I think, the player of the year in college basketball. And instead of going to the NBA, wanted them to have another chance to go to the NCAA title and came back. I don't recall being the one to say that.
Yeah, it might not have been. Lacrosse guy says, great. Now my ears are bleeding again. Oh, probably just our singing or the.
You mean that radio gold we laid down on you?
That was amazing.
That was beautiful. Are you kidding me?
And remember, we did the original version of Burning Hell Lake.
Oh, yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, we got a few more NBA tidbits. We've got Keon Rose's college basketball dance party on the way and a bunch of NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Do you want more online safety and privacy? I know I do. That's why I started using NordVPN. It guards me against various internet threats. Digital trackers, malicious websites, and malware-infected downloads? Back off. I choose to browse with more confidence. I choose NordVPN.
To avoid digital threats, turn on NordVPN. It's trusted by millions of users. Just visit NordVPN.com. One of the fastest VPNs on Earth will block web trackers, malicious websites, and malware-ridden downloads. It will also encrypt your internet traffic while maintaining a smooth connection. So improve your digital privacy and protection against hackers with one simple click. Get the special deal at NordVPN.com and enjoy safer internet daily. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
You're all set with your Medicare prescriptions, Mrs. Brown.
This is not just low-cost copays at Walgreens.
I can actually help you set up 90-day refills if you want.
This is having a partner you can trust. Get low-cost copays, 90-day refills, and delivery from your neighborhood Walgreens. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Restrictions apply. For details, see walgreens.com/pharmacy.
Frankie drives end to end, scoops it up and in with 2 seconds left. Frankie Collins end to end. Join the action this season and catch USC, UCLA, Washington, and Arizona when they come to Desert Financial Arena in the final year of the Pac-12 conference. Collins over to Lance for 3. Bullseye! Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball. Onward to victory.
Hi, I'm State School Superintendent Tom Horn. My biggest priority is for Arizona students to be more proficient at reading and math. That's why I'm making $40 million available to offer one-on-one tutoring for elementary school students in Arizona public and charter schools who did not test proficient. This program will offer more income for participating teachers, which they deserve. Visit azed.gov.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the six-pack?
Bingo.
That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
You were pointing at me, weren't you? Did you hear me saying, why is it quiet? Did my cord come out? Or? Oh, yeah, it did. Oh, no. It means my headphones are going bad. What are you doing? No, that just means that Randy,
Hello?
yeah, he didn't
Is this
turn on
on?
yours.
Hello?
We're so professional.
Your cord's all the way in.
Yeah, it means
Just like the way you like it.
this pair of headphones is going bad down there at the jack. This is my last pair of headphones like this. I'm so sad.
I saw those on sale somewhere.
They don't make these anymore. The Sennheisers, they don't make them.
Maybe I saw a new model then.
Yeah, I got a pair of new ones at home, but these I've kept at the station just to do the show. So now I'm gonna have to get a new pair because can't have that going on. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. I feel
But
like I
I want-
said that
I
for
want
30 years. Don't touch it. Don't touch that.
but I
Don't
want-
touch it.
I-
Don't.
Jeffrey.
Don't. Cardinal Art says classic Ashford and Simpson song,
yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Pour me a cold one, Randy. Big George says, rest in peace, David Soul. Hutch from Starsky and Hutch.
Too bad.
Yeah, we saw that earlier. He's like 80 though, so he got the high score. He's good. He always looked old though. Even, you know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, he always looked tired. He had those kind of eyes. You know what I mean? And then Starsky and Hutch. My favorite was Starsky.
Because he had the Gran Torino.
Oh yeah, the Gran Torino with the big red car with the white stripe. Hutch had just this piece of crap Plymouth or something. I don't even know what the hell that ugly
like
thing
a
was.
beater.
Yeah. So of course, we played Starsky and Hutch on the playground. Starsky.
So little trivia. I know the fourth dimension will know this, but I'm gonna ask you.
Don't count on it. Most of these people are really dumb.
Gonna ask you.
Wait, was that out loud?
I know the fourth dimension
Very much.
is going to get this. So Keon will not get this. But in the height of the Starsky and Hutch, David Soul, But he also had a #1 smash hit.
Oh, don't play it. Please don't. I don't want to hear it. I remember. I know. But it was horrible.
I don't want to play it.
It was horrible.
I don't have it queued up here.
I don't know how it was '1. It was horrible. It was horrible then. It was horrible now.
Stand on the ground and reach for the stars.
What year was that? 74, 75?
It was at the height of the maybe. Yeah.
Ugh. Somebody played that once and I just about died.
What do you mean you about died?
Horribleness. Just horrible.
Let's see here.
No, we're not playing it.
No, I'm not playing it.
Keon, don't you dare.
I don't even know what song we're talking
It's one
about.
of those Goonies 70s songs.
I mean,
can't take it.
Don't give up on us, baby.
That's what Kiss the Cook. Nicely done. Don't give up on us, baby.
See, I knew it.
Guess what, David? Gave up on you. And so did life. You're dead. Anyway, no, that song.
Wow.
That song never needs to be heard ever, ever, ever again.
we went from, hey, he had a life well lived to screw you, man.
No, the minute I forgot about the song. Once I remember the song, I was just like, good. It's about time he died.
Did you also know?
Oh, no. Don't ruin Starsky and Hutch for me, please.
David Soul.
Yeah. Hutch.
Yeah. David Soul was not only American, he was also British.
Yeah, I never cared about that. Explains the teeth. But outside of that, I don't.
He was British.
No,
I did not know that until just now.
Yeah. By the way, I have walked out of 2 movies in the last 20 years. One of them was the Starsky and Hutch movie with Owen Wilson and little Ben Stiller. It was horrible. I couldn't take it anymore.
1976, 1977.
The other one was the Dukes of Hazzard movie with Jessica Simpson and a couple of jackasses. I can't. No, walked out of that one too.
It never made it in Ireland. The Irish singles chart. It only made it to #2.
Can you turn off Google now? I don't want to know any more about David Soul. I know everything I need to know about David Soul.
I find that funny. It only made it to #2 in Ireland. Everywhere else, it's #1.
Yeah, because there, once they sobered up just a little, they're like, crap. That's crap.
That song sucks. Give me another
never going to
pint.
be #1 on our charts.
What I love about our Irish bar is there's a Scottish guy screaming about this song.
Aye.
Screw this.
Never look under a Scotsman's kilt. Aye.
Kiss the Cook says, more like David No Soul. Am I right? Moist One says, the date with which you said what you said was August 4th, 23. Keon, you were big on this class USC got. And I have found it.
Is there somebody out there?
Did I say they were better than Purdue?
Wait, how did you find it, Moist One? Did you put that in the description?
Is somehow Moist
of the
One
show?
Is he like a court stenographer?
Maybe.
He's spent a lot of time in court, but not on that
He's
side
sitting
of
by
it.
the radio right now with
look,
the
He's on the
stenography
dive
machine.
across and jump in the judge part. That's where he is.
I would never deny saying I thought USC was going to be good. I don't recall saying they were better than Purdue.
That's more of a Ralph thing.
Those are 2 different things. I like the class. The point guard is probably still going to be the #1 pick of the draft.
Yeah. So congratulations to David Soul for making 80 years old. And, I think we'll just leave it at that.
Probably still living off the royalties.
Well, not anymore.
From his worldwide smash hit.
No, he's dead now. So. Moist One says he was flabbergasted. They would say USC is better than Purdue. No, I can understand that. Baker's Cocky Hen says, I'll be going to the game tonight. Which game? Suns game? Oh, no, to watch the Utes women take out the ASU women. Well, ASU women generally are pretty hot. So, they want to go out. That's none of my business. There's plenty of fine places to dine and dance and have some fun.
Okay.
So if the Utes women want to take out ASU, that's fine.
Yeah.
After ASU kicks their ass in some basketball, sure. Nice try, Baker's Cocky Hens. By the way, congratulations, not just to dead guy David Soul, but also Shaquille O'Neal. The Orlando Magic has decided they're going to, for the first time in their history, retire a jersey, and it's his. They're going to retire number 32 in February. So that was pretty nice.
Why would the Orlando Magic just retire Shaq's?
What do you mean? Because he's the first one they're going to retire. Who knows? They might retire more down the road.
Should also get Penny.
I'll get around to it, but this is their first.
Yeah,
Their first one.
But they were together. That's the thing. It's like it's not like
What they do
like
in their own personal life is none of your business.
It's not like Shaq played and then Penny played later. They played at the same time, and any good thing that happened to that team happened as a result.
Are you suggesting they retire the jerseys at the same time, 2 at a time?
Why not?
I'm sure they'd like to stretch this out.
Shaq and Penny get along. What?
Is he still alive?
Yes.
He used to be in commercials. I've never seen him again.
Who, Shaq?
Penny.
Oh, Penny's still alive. Yeah.
He just keeps a low profile.
Oh,
I can't believe I can't believe that's Shaq is that T-Mac has been on that team.
Yeah. Prime T-Mac.
Horatio Grant was on that team.
I remember using Horatio Grant when I'd play on NBA Jam Session, but he was on the Bulls then.
Oh, horse.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe that's the guy it comes to mind, Shaq. I mean, I realize Shaq was there. I mean, right out of LSU, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right out of the college.
Can we get a welfare check? Do we have any law enforcement listening? I'd like to send a welfare check over to Baker's Cocky Hens, who says ASU is going to go down like they're playing Grambling State tonight. I think we need a welfare check and a drug test, many different things.
You think it's going to be a 141-point game, man? Are you serious?
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Hamilton Porter says, Jeffrey, Penny literally is the head coach of Memphis basketball. I literally don't care. And why can't he just be? Why are you throwing in the word literally? You could have said, Jeffrey, Penny is the head coach of Memphis basketball. Literally not necessary in that sentence.
What about Scott?
So true.
Scott Skiles.
Literally don't know.
Still alive, to my knowledge.
Well, I know he's still alive, but wasn't he on the team with Shaq too? Wasn't he the point guard?
I don't remember.
You're getting before his time.
I do not recall.
You're getting before Keon's time.
Wow. I just can't. Well, I understand
Still,
why
but
it's Shaq,
I like to try and be a historian of the game. I love the game of basketball. But
Swazman just sent me a picture. And this is one that I can look at without going, and it's he's up there snowboarding in Flagstaff. Yeah, that snow's coming down. It's coming down. It's going to come down some more this weekend on Sunday. He says, yeah, I'm listening to you guys on the internet. By the way, Penny and Shaq were in the same rookie class. Also, Nick Anderson from University of Illinois was pretty damn good, too. And so, Swazman, are you on the left or the right in this picture? When everybody's got them goggles on, I can't tell. I think you're on the right. I can't tell. I don't know. Yeah, I want some goggles like that for the studio, though.
I think we need them.
We should have some.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely needed them at remotes.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hamilton Porter says, I'm saying it because it's not like he fell off the face of the earth. He coaches a major D1 program.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of college basketball.
Well, you were saying, is he even alive? And he's responding to, he's literally the coach at Memphis.
Yeah. Well, you just say, yes, he's alive. I believe you. Okay, so he's the coach at Memphis. Now that you mention it, I think I've heard that. I think I've seen him on TV. But no, I don't care about much of anything college except for ASU. And then when the that's why I'm so bad at tournament picks. I don't know what I'm going to do this year yet. But I've done mascot fights. I've done smartest, dumbest. The smartest and dumbest schools and stuff like that. And so far, nothing has really worked. My brackets have gone farther than a lot of yours and farther than I ever imagined they'd go. And then they just completely implode. So I'm trying to come up with a good strange tactic, because Bertrice at her secretary job will be like, I'm going to pick like this, some weird dumb way, and then she wins the damn pool. So I'm trying to think like.
Did you just call the receptionist Bertrice?
Bertrice, Bertrice. It's just a random name for all women who pick and win these contests.
Bertrice Pumpernickel?
Yeah, Bertrice Pumpernickel. That's what it is. It's the Bertrice Pumpernickel stratagem.
Oh boy.
Of how to pick your brackets. I mean, so I got to come up with a new idea this year. So far, none of my ideas have worked long term. I have, though, with some of my ideas, done better than everybody at the radio station. And back in the day when we had some douchebags here, they were very unhappy about it. They're like,
it's just a part of college basketball. You can know everything there is to know.
Yeah.
But you got a one and done tournament. you're just going to be wrong about
That's
a
why it's
lot
called
of things.
madness.
So I'm going to come up with a formula that works. I don't know what it is yet. I don't know. Might go back to the mascot thing. I might go to some letter numerology. I don't know. It's going to be something clever. Always pick the underdog. I think I did that once. That worked for a minute. Then it didn't. I don't know. Got to come up with a new strategy because March Madness is inching up on us.
Dartboard.
Wait. But how does that work?
Starts up there on your bracket. Wherever
Yeah.
it lands, that's who you're picking.
Yeah, I picked once again the refrigerator because I'm bad at, it's a daily blender here on 1580, the Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-374-0758 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-374-0758. That's 800-374-0758. What do you have to lose? Call 800-374-0758. Again, 800-374-0758.
Progressive presents advice on new teen drivers.
You know, the hardest part about teaching your teen to drive is the chafing from the seatbelt. But the best part is the grip strength you build in your knuckles. Okay, now let's pull out of the driveway.
Here's another tip. Offset a chunk of the cost of adding a teen to your insurance with Progressive's Teen Driver Discount and get a break from the brake. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
2 yards should be just a nice, comfortable 9-iron for him. They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
What in? The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best teed up at the 2024 WM Phoenix Open presented by Taylor Morrison. February 5th through 11th at TPC Scottsdale. Get tournament and ticket info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
With all the school supplies your child will need over the years, it can be easy to overlook the most important one of all, money, which is a good reason to open an AZ 529 education savings plan. Whether you invest $15 or $150 a month, your money grows tax-free. By the time your little one is ready for college, vocational school, or workforce training, they'll have all the savings they need to get the job of their dreams. Visit az529.gov to get started.
This message is sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
Hey, Ralph, got another solar question for you.
Okay, but did you check out the Harmon Solar podcast first?
The what?
The Harmon Solar podcast. We put new episodes up twice a month that teach you all the things you ever wanted to learn about solar. We discuss things like how solar works, the roofing, sales process, demand management, everything solar.
Show like this needs some real smart thinkers, huh?
Well, yeah.
So you got some really great guests then, huh?
Almost every show.
Is it on Spotify?
Yep.
iTunes?
Yep. Just search it everywhere. It's the Harmon Solar podcast. Go check it out at harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240U Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Quiet, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Got some leftover stuff here on the text line. Kiss the Cook says it's Chili Bowl time. Watch the 600cc WOO unrestricted non-wing and wings. Great racing. Sounds like motorcycles.
Well, no, it's a mini midget car midgets, mini sprint cars. They have this big meet every winter about this time in Tulsa. And they race it indoor. Like this huge indoor complex.
Somebody's house?
No, it's at this complex, like a warehouse, and they build a track in there, and they race. It's like for a whole week, and a lot of
How
guys.
do they vent the place? Sounds like it'd be a way to die.
Well, it does get dusty, but
the dust about the exhaust.
But I think the sides are open. It's just like a roof over the track.
That still sounds like a death trap.
But anyway, it's a very formidable field because you've got a lot of guys in there from NASCAR. You've got some guys from the World of Outlaws. You've got guys in there from some guys that come in from Australia. Those super V8 cars, they come in and they try to win the Chili Bowl. Guys like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He participates in that. We know Ricky, our friend of the show.
Yeah, I met him quietly.
Yeah, we had a great time with him. I wasn't here.
Yeah, and he stood there, and I thought maybe it was him.
Yeah.
And later I realized it was.
But a lot of people race in the Chili Bowl.
Fair, tilt your camera down just a little bit, just to get that TV screen there. There you go. Moist One says, I have found it. Boy, he was really hung up on this. He says, I found it. Listen from the 16 and 30 mark on YouTube show, August 4th, 2023. He says, I would not make it up, and I'm done being a douche about it now. Thank you for your time.
Wow.
So wait, when you found it, who did Keon say it? Or was it Ralph that said it? I mean, he says he's got you on video talking about how you were very big on the clash that USC had. Yeah,
correct. I never said that I wasn't high on the class. I don't recall saying that they were better than Purdue.
Do you have him saying that they're better than Purdue? That's what you got to find.
Of course, the class. If you look at the class and all the 5 stars and 4 stars they recruited, yeah, I wasn't the only one. I don't have any problem saying I was high on that particular class. There's still going to be guys that are going to the NBA from that team. Better than Purdue?
Maybe you should be high on life instead of high on a team.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Dare, Keon, dare. Hamilton Porter says the best mode in sports video games in mascot mode there, where the mascots play against each other. Yeah, I think I saw something like that. But what is that? Is that what game is that with the mascot mode? Is that NCAA?
Yeah, NCAA had the mascot mode when me and my brother used to play it.
I think it's coming back.
The college football?
Yeah.
Bruno Baller says, when it comes to auto racing information, Randy knocks it out of the park.
Thank you. I'm just a fan, just like you.
Big George says, Randy, can we get a weather update?
I mean, yeah, sure. If Keon's got the information ready to go. I mean,
the music at least. Yeah.
I mean,
he says, I just saw from the National Weather Service that freeze warnings affect late tonight through early Saturday. Really? Ah, crap. I got to cover up some pipes now. And then what happens is then Bebo is going to go out there and chew on the stuff I use to cover up the pipes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's not just out there chewing on the pipes right now.
Well, he might be. He might be.
Yeah. Mine doesn't say it's going to freeze. My Queen Creek weather says 43 as an overnight low. I don't know, but I trust Randy. So, Randy, if you got a weather report.
Working on it.
Yeah, okay. Big George also says we need to have these shows self-destruct so people can't bring up past shows. Just get smart these things like after 24 hours. Like a Snapchat of sports radio, huh? I think Keon stands by what he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was really was convincing. Thank you for.
Well, no, because you weren't even talking about that.
I mean,
Then you went circled back around.
You stand by what you say, right?
And I said, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but there's like this. Keon stands by what he says.
I was trying to. Yeah, because it wasn't the last thing you were talking about, so I was trying to. I didn't say it like that at all. All I was saying was I didn't realize you were going back to that.
I wasn't. George did. Don't look at me.
But yeah, no, I
don't get
do.
Cranky. Moist One says, "I'm sorry to be the bearer of the bad news." Oh, okay. What is this? What is this? He says, but not only once during the first segment, but twice you said they were better than Purdue.
Wow.
Keon,
all right.
said that.
Well, then I was wrong about that. I don't recall saying that, and I don't have to tell you.
I have a weather report ready if you want.
Moist one, you're like a wife.
Sort of. Yeah.
So
yes, weather report. Good idea. Let's do that now.
All right. From the Harmon Solar 1580, the Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist, the Weather Hefe. 56 beautiful degrees outside right now. Some light winds, 7 miles an hour out of the southwest. Humidity at 39%, barometric pressure 30.02 and falling. And currently a little chilly outside, looking for some cold temperatures over the next few days here in the Valley of the Sun. Let's look at the next 48 hours, shall we? It's going to be 58 for our high today. And it's down to the mid-30s in different parts of the valley. My screen stopped.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does this apply to Penal County?
Penal County is going to be very cold. Yeah.
Is it a freeze warning for Penal County?
We need to wear some thermals because Penal County is going to be very.
I'm in Maricopa County,
chilly.
but close to Penal County.
Yeah, Penal County, just south of us here, a freeze warning is in effect.
Damn, I got to cover stuff up.
56 degrees currently in the valley. From the 1580, the Fanatic Harmon Solar Weather Center. Back to you, Jeff. Go.
Thank you, Randy. No, I'm like, serious. Bebo chews up and eats everything in that yard. Now, Buddy was always cool about it. He never messed with this when I covered the pool pump. Bebo don't give a crap. Bebo's like Honey Badger. Yeah. He's going to go nasty on that thing.
Yeah.
Bruno Baller says, speaking of Purdue, they will host Illinois. He says that should be a good game. When does Keon's college basketball dance party start? About 10 minutes. Probably in the next segment.
Okay.
Maybe.
Moist one says, and much like a wife, I'm always right. Even when I'm wrong. God, how do you remember stuff like that?
Yeah, there's stuff that people will say that I said that I know I didn't say.
Yeah.
That one is one where I was like, I don't recall.
You're like, I also hope I didn't.
Yes, I couldn't say no that I definitely did not say that, but I couldn't remember under what circumstances I would.
There are some things where you're like, I don't think I did, but I'm not sure. And the other stuff is that doesn't even sound like me.
Yeah,
that and then I find out later. Yep, yeah, it does.
That one was filed under. I'm not sure.
So I guess we'll just pick up where we left off. I was still talking some NBA stuff, and the Nets got fined $100,000 for violating the NBA player participation policy. They arrested 4 of their starters, and so they got fined a whopping $100,000. How will they ever recover?
That could push him right over the edge right
and
there.
with a straight face, the NBA says, we're fining you $100,000. You listen. We're serious about this.
Now here's a cookie.
We were just talking the other day about David Tepper and his $300,000 fine that he could find in his couch cushions. And this is even more useless. This doesn't stop anybody. In fact, if NBA teams look at this and go, "Oh, that's it?
Price of doing business."
Okay, yeah. You know what? We are going to rest all our starters one day, and we'll just eat the fine and just move on.
Yeah, $100,000. Oh no. We're serious about this. This is the first time they've levied a fine, and wow.
The Nets are valued at $3.98 billion.
I feel like they'll find the money.
I guess they're valued at $3.97 billion now. I mean, what are we doing?
Even more.
It's just not going to do anything.
3.98 it just dropped to 3.97.
Okay.
But next week it'll be back up to 3.98.
Yeah.
I don't even think it went down that far.
They'll just bump beer prices up $5. They'll be all right.
They'll sell a beer, and there you go. It's done, fixed.
They'll just pass those savings onto the fans.
Is it too early for NBA All-Star voting conversations?
No.
All-Star break is like next month.
Well, here's the leaders in the clubhouse. Giannis Antetokounmpo is in the lead. And then about 100,000 behind him is LeBron James. And then a couple 100,000 behind him is Joel Embiid. And then 45,000 behind him is Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is in 4th place there. And then Jason Tatum. Oh, wait, this isn't for MVP. This is for All-Star voting. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I thought this was for the MVP. Where's the MVP stuff?
Oh, the MVP stuff. I mean, we're probably a little.
Did you say MVP or did you say All-Star?
I said All-Star, but I thought I was talking about MVP.
Yeah.
So MVP, who do you think right now? If you had to say that's the guy,
It'll be
MVP right now.
LeBron and whoever else.
Not LeBron.
It's not LeBron.
Not with 10 points the other night. It's not.
It'll be LeBron and whoever else.
It's
the Dallas Cowboys.
In the conversation is basically Jokic and Embiid every year.
And then DeCampo's got to be in that
conversation. And then Giannis has put himself back in there. He wasn't kind of in it last year.
Especially the way he played that kid last night.
Yeah. I mean, that was a great game. And there were a couple of times where Giannis had some amazing plays and then Wemby answers back on the other side. I like that Wemby likes going up against other big guys in the league. He seems to really get fired up for those games.
He's also learning. He knows that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He knows that when he that is furthering his education, and also it's a good challenge.
It's a good challenge, and you kind of last night too. You got to see a lot of the stuff that he does that nobody at that size can really do. The fast break where he goes behind the back and then throws down the dunk on some poor guy that tried to block him from behind, as though that was a good idea. He's 7'4". Or the block on Giannis at the rim where Giannis, you just look at his face, he was genuinely surprised. I don't think Giannis has ever really been blocked like that at the rim. And it was shock, but that was a great match.
That guy's all lanky and so skinny. You just keep thinking something's gonna break like a toothpick on this guy.
It feels like that's gonna happen, but I guess it feels like that for Durant too. And until recently, that wasn't the case for Durant.
Oh, Wembanyama way more than Durant, but still a little bit on Durant. But Wembanyama, you're just like any moment now. Any moment now.
Whenever I watch Wembanyama and Chet, those are the two guys where I'm like, just
you think there's some balsa wood in there.
I guess Bol would be the other guy too, where it's just like,
oh yeah,
God.
Bol, yeah. All those guys remind me of like giraffes.
That's the sound of their arm or leg breaking.
I hope not.
Get audio from the Paul George incident. There you go.
That would be terrible.
So all right, who cares about All-Star game? There's gonna be a bunch of guys in there.
Are they doing it the same where they have captains and they pick their own teams? Can we just go back to East versus West?
I would love that.
Please.
I don't actually know what the format is this year. I stopped checking. It's even if they go back to East versus West, my love for the All-Star game that I've had for most of my life, it's kind of gone now. It's
just kind of dead, huh?
Yeah, it's just a bad game.
So I minded my own business and, reading through some stuff, sports stuff. And I see this story from a guy named Dan Wetzel. And he's talking about basically, if you read the story, the headline is Michigan keeps showing its advantage wasn't Connor Stallion stealing signs. And he goes in this story and he starts talking about, what he did was wrong, but also it didn't mean anything. And then he brought up the Deflategate thing. And basically just to justify that Michigan, even though they did this thing that was wrong and bad, it shouldn't have any effect on what's happening with this national championship between the Wolverines and the Huskies.
All right.
And again, it's just that thought process that keeps drifting into our society that, everybody does it because that was in his story. Everybody does it and didn't have an effect on the final outcome. Well, we'll never know now, will we? Is always my response when there's cheating involved. They say, it didn't affect. Deflategate didn't affect it. Yeah, you're probably right. But we'll never know now, will we? And they did wrong and they did cheat. Now, let me just say, I don't know if it's always right to punish the students and the team itself for something somebody is doing. And when you had those recruiting violations and stuff, or you have this, there's certain things that shouldn't, I don't know, some poor kid is like, I showed up, I did everything right. I worked out. I passed my classes. We played the game. I did everything I was supposed to do, but now I'm getting punished because some jackhole in the administration did this, that, or the other. So that's always kind of a tough pill to swallow. But the fact of the matter is Michigan cheated. And it was a bad enough thing where, old khaki pants got suspended. Connor Stallions lost his job. You go back to Belichick and his cheating. With the video and all that stuff. And, the Deflategate. The ball's being the wrong thing. Well, that was an intentional thing. Like, it wouldn't have mattered. But see, everybody is washing away the fact that that was cheating, that was cheating, that was cheating, that was cheating. And when you do cheating, when you do wrong, there should be consequences. And so again, more stories are like, well, Michigan, they didn't, they would have won that game anyway. We'll never know now, will we? Because you cheated.
The whole steroid era of baseball is full of, and I'm sure Randy's thrilled to hear about this.
Wouldn't make a difference.
The baseball writers going, well, everyone was cheating. And sure, but the people who got caught, you punish them. You unfortunately can't punish the people you didn't catch.
Right.
But the people who got caught, there should be a punishment for that, because there is an unfair advantage for every person that was out there cheating. There was somebody who was not able to get their opportunity to shine because everybody else was cheating.
So J.J. McCarthy was quoted in the story saying, a good number, 80% of teams steal signs. Well, I'm sure there's, like Randy has pointed out on baseball, there's right ways of stealing signs and there's wrong ways of stealing signs. If you see how somebody's doing something with a sign, your eyeballs, you're like, well, I got to say something about this. That's not cheating. But when you do it in ways that are contrary to the rules and regulations of the sport, that's cheating.
Yeah, like having one of your coaches Mission Impossible style camouflage himself and sneak onto the sidelines of another school. You can't do that. That's obvious. It's obvious that you can't do that.
Stalions, was he one of the coaches though? He was not.
He was an
assistant
of some point.
He was an assistant coach
of Michigan,
and he was paying other people to go to other games
and doing it himself as well,
and doing it himself as well. But
starting his own spy agency for the college football, eh?
Yeah, and he's a true Michigan believer, and that's the reason why they fired him, because they knew even if they fired him, he wasn't going to say anything.
I don't believe in this. Everybody's doing it, so let's just let it look. If it's cheating, it's cheating. Bottom line, black and white. There is no gray area. If everybody's doing it, then catch them and reprimand them or change the rules.
Here's what this Dan Wetzel said about just drove me wild. It's why if Michigan were to defeat Washington on Monday and win a national title, it might come with an asterisk to some. It would also carry a measure of exoneration.
What? Because they didn't specifically cheat against Washington?
What?
That is silly. I like Dan Wetzel. I usually think that a lot of the stuff that he writes is pretty
enjoy
insightful.
his pretzels.
This is ridiculous.
Me too. I was just going to say.
Wetzel's
really
pretzels.
nice pretzels.
I've made myself sick eating too many of those.
Right?
Yeah.
But this is ridiculous, because the whole path to you getting here was full of cheating.
Do you like them when they get the mustard on them, or do you like the cinnamon
butter.
one?
Like
Butter?
cinnamon.
Cinnamon and butter?
Butter.
Wow.
Butter's good.
Sorry, Keon.
Go ahead.
The whole path here, just full of cheating. So like Jeffrey said, they may have been able to defeat those teams without the extra information that they had, but we'll never know.
We'll never know now, will we?
That's a problem. That is a massive problem. I personally think, you take the coach or whoever's in charge of the operation and you just throw the book at them. You're not coaching next year at all.
Yeah.
Period. And that way we're not punishing the kids.
Hit the coach, not the kids.
And by the way, we'll hand out waivers to anybody on your team that wants to transfer somewhere else while you're gone.
Can they come back when he returns? It doesn't work that way, does it?
I don't think it
okay,
does.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it.
But you get a waiver because you know what? You were recruited by a cheater and you didn't know.
So it was either talk about Dan Wetzel's dumbass in this story or Trevor Bauer saying he wants to come back to Major League Baseball.
Well, I mean,
I went with Michigan.
I mean, Bauer was cleared.
He was cleared. Yeah. He did
was
say
cleared. It was proven it was not a crime.
He says, I agreed to do things I shouldn't have done. It was reckless. So he has a kink, but if he didn't do anything wrong and everything has been cleared and he's not didn't sexually assault anybody and all these things are all boo-boo, then fine. Yeah. I mean, he might be kind of a creep, but yeah, I guess so. But he pissed off Major League Baseball a lot before they busted him for the kink.
Yeah, I mean, look,
they may not be in too much of a hurry to let him back in.
I think they'll end up reinstating him, and we'll have to wait and see. I personally don't have a problem with Trevor Bauer. Now, I waited until everything came out. I waited until the thing was tried, and I waited for all the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with Trevor Bauer because what he does in his own private setting, that's his business, not mine.
Anything consensual, then yeah. But the minute he assaults a woman or does something you're not supposed to do, well, there you go. That's the end of that. You know?
Yes.
Random texter says, well, they allowed Michael Vick to return to football.
Well, but Michael Vick also went to jail and served his jail time too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still weird. But yeah, you're right. No, you're right, random texter. You're right, Randy. Bruno Baller says, I recently tried the Dots pretzels. Hey, those are really good. You ever tried them? No, never.
Oh, Dots.
No.
Yeah. Dots pretzels. I'll tell you quick.
Where do you get those?
You can get those anywhere. They're all over the place, but Dots pretzels are good. I like the honey mustard ones though. They're amazing.
You seem to have a thing for mustard.
Well, I like mustard.
Hefty Lefty says, regarding the NBA All-Star game, I want them to go back to wearing their team jerseys. One team uses away jerseys. The other team uses home.
Agreed.
I think the last time they did that was 2001. Yeah, and that pissed off the terrorists. Did you see what happened, Hefty Lefty? Maybe you should keep your ideas to yourself.
So that was it.
I don't think that
God
was...
bless America.
USA.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
You're all set with your Medicare prescriptions, Mrs. Brown.
This is not just low-cost copays at Walgreens.
I can actually help you set up 90-day refills if you want.
This is having a partner you can trust. Get low-cost copays, 90-day refills, and delivery from your neighborhood Walgreens. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Restrictions apply. For details, see walgreens.com/pharmacy.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure for fast, powerful nighttime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. NyQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
As we plan for our retirement, there are 4 questions we need to ask ourselves or our retirement planning advisor. How much? How long? How safe? And what cost? Let's start with how much. That is, how much income we think we'll need each and every year for the rest of our lives, including all the activities we want to enjoy during our retirement, like travel, recreation, and entertainment. Plus the cost of housing, including repair and maintenance, taxes, insurance, and utilities, as well as the cost of healthcare, including expenses not covered by Medicare.
Enjoy safe, secure lifetime income of 5 to 9% for life, depending on age and deferral period, with no fee deductions and no annuitizing. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so let's compare free in Scottsdale. For more, visit iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Dave Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Hefty Lefty says Dots pretzels are the pride of North Dakota.
Yeah. She's also the mother of a World of Outlaw champion, Donnie Schatz.
Huh?
She's Donnie Schatz's mom.
What are you talking about? He's talking about Dots pretzels.
Dorothy Schatz is she's the creator of Dots pretzels. That's why they're called Dots pretzels. And she is the mother of Donnie Schatz, World of Outlaw champion, wing sprint car champion.
I'll be darned. He says, yeah, all 770,000 people in North Dakota are proud of them pretzels, along with giant brand sunflower seeds. They help us all continue to buy American.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Heavy Metal Maniac says Trevor Bauer is a little kinky, but he got dragged through the mud. That woman was a complete lie there. She affected his career, which is sad because the guy can pitch. He should be allowed back into the baseball.
I think they'll probably reinstate him. They'll let him back in since he was cleared, and he did play a year over in Japan, and he did pretty well there. And he's been out of the headlines for a year. So,
all right, that's all fine and good. Yeah, you know my stance. As long as you ain't assaulted no one. All right. Hey, let's get this going here because this is the first time I think we've done it this season. We're done with the Keon Rose college football dance party, and now it's time for the Keon Rose college football. No, I'm sorry, not college football, basketball, college basketball party. So hoops it up there, Keon. Hoops it up with your college basketball prognostication. It means predictions and stuff.
Yeah, I got you.
Do we not have music for this?
We used to.
You're a producer. Produce.
I'm working on it. I didn't even think about the music, honestly. I was getting my I was getting my game stuff together.
We have an engineer working on stuff right now, and he's probably like, "What the hell is going on here? What? I can't fix this."
That's been said to us many times in the past.
Well, Niho is on the text line, says Connor Stallions is the Dwight Schrute of college football.
Oh.
The assistant to the coach doing sketchy stuff to win his boss's favor.
Was he the regional assistant?
He's the regional assistant to the coach. You're correct, Niho. 888-368-1580. If you don't have any music, just forget it.
All right. Might have to.
We were sitting here doing music and you're not even talking.
What are you doing there, man?
You're killing me, Keon. You're killing me.
All right. Okay. So I'm usually used to Randy tossing me these. So I was thrown off.
I'm not even prepared for this.
I
talked
genuinely
about it like 10 minutes ago.
Understand. Yeah.
10 minutes. I mean, gee.
No, it's fine. So we got tonight, one of the big games going on this weekend. Illinois, Purdue going head to head.
I heard you thought that USC was way better than Purdue.
I was proven wrong by reality, as it turns out. You never can tell. That's sneaky, real world coming to get you. So
God damn you, moist one. God damn you to hell.
I don't mind people pointing out mistakes. So 13-1, Purdue, 11-2, Illinois going head to head. Illinois number 9 in the nation. Purdue, obviously, number 1. Zach Edey on his revenge tour, averaging 23 points a game. And it's hard not to find something that's not an advantage for Purdue in just about every way. They're a great 3-point shooting team. They're 16th in the nation in that. They top 30 scoring team and just total points scored this season. And then, of course, because Zach Edey is so damn large and so effective around the basket, really polished in the post, 23rd in terms of field goal percentage. They're high percentage shots they're taking. They take a lot of them. And, when you're shooting the 3-ball well, but also just generally shooting from the field well, that's an inside out thing. Purdue's just a very complete team. And, the stunner is that they got bounced in the first round of the tournament last year. I can't imagine that that's something that would happen this year at all. Just doesn't seem like that's a likely outcome. I think this team is dialed in and ready to go. A lot of matchups coming up on Saturday as well. Big one as we got a lot of the conferences getting into conference play, including the ACC. Number 16 Clemson hosting number 8 North Carolina. And this is a game where you've got two high-scoring guards, RJ Davis, PJ Hall, both averaging over 20 points a game. And then Clemson, one of the better 3-point shooting teams out there. They are 12th in the nation from beyond the arc. Their field goal shooting percentage, top 30 in the nation as well. So that's incredibly respectable. I understand that North Carolina does a lot of things well, and I think they are looking to continue to be ranked over Clemson. But when you look at a lot of the numbers, Clemson is actually playing better than North Carolina at the moment. But again, conference play tends to balance all that stuff out. It's a little hard to tell sometimes who is padding the stat sheet against lesser schools out there. We also have in the SEC, if we're going to jump over there, number 6 Kentucky going in to play Florida. Florida is not ranked right now in the top 25 anyway. However, they are 10-3 in the SEC. They are first in the SEC, tied for first rather with Kentucky. And so this is going to be a good matchup as well. One of the things to really keep an eye out for is the long distance shooting for the Wildcats. They are second in the nation in 3-point shooting. They shoot a lot of threes, but they're also insanely accurate. So it's not a volume thing. And then they're insanely efficient from the field, 13th overall. So I'm leaning Kentucky in that game. But I do think the thing that's going to give the Gators a chance here and winning this would put them in the top 25, I believe, is that they are the number 1 rebounding team in all of America.
The term you don't hear much anymore, long distance. Nobody gets charged for long distance calls anymore.
No.
All calls are just calls now. There's no long distance on it. So
the long distance run around by yes, you don't get to hear that anymore.
I mean, long distance makes its own sense, though. There's a distance, happens to be long.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to have a phone meaning anymore, but it is weird to hear long distance and go, I'm glad I don't have to pay long distance. Some people lost their entire, financial lives over all them long distance charges. And then you remember those code calls like 2053442 number. And then that's how you got you charged for your long distance, these codes. And then, sorry, what were we talking about?
3-point shooting.
Right. Okay.
Was what we were talking about.
Long distance.
What I was talking about. Distance. But long distance. And I think I got in trouble when I was a kid for a long distance call because I didn't understand how phones worked at the time.
It was a 900 number, wasn't it?
It was not. I was a kid. I was literally a kid. No, I was calling a cousin of mine. And my parents got the phone bill and they were not thrilled.
How much was it?
I don't remember.
How long was the call?
I don't remember. It was like maybe 10 minutes.
He doesn't remember because his mom and dad beat him.
I mean, that did also happen, and I got grounded. It was a twofer. So there's a number of things happened there. But I learned a valuable lesson: call people that live near us, or don't.
Yeah.
So that was the lesson that I learned. So anyway, sticking in the SEC because I do like some of the SEC matchups that are going on this weekend. Tennessee, number 5, hosting Ole Miss 22. And it's crazy because that tells you, I think, that Tennessee has played a lot of tougher opponents. They've taken a lot of risks where Ole Miss has not necessarily done so because Ole Miss is undefeated, yet Tennessee is ranked higher. And that has to do, with their schedule and the fact that Rick Barnes doesn't really shy away from playing anybody particularly tough. I also think that their point guard, Zakai Ziegler, has made a lot of steps forward. He leads the team in assists with 4.5. And he was very erratic a year ago. That was something that was, he would start, he'd play well, he'd make some questionable decisions, and then Rick Barnes would put his ass on the bench. So it's interesting to see that he's finally come into form, understood what's being asked of him and what his responsibilities are. And I think that this is going to be an incredible test for the Volunteers because, again, great shooting is at a premium in college basketball. I think you have to be able to have, great 3-point shooting and just in modern basketball in general. Ole Miss is 8th in the nation at that. They make 40% of their threes. Tennessee, though, gets to the free throw line a bunch, and that's where they make their money. That's where they get to be a whole lot tougher to beat because they do slow the game down by getting to the basket, drawing fouls. But then when they get to the foul line, 14th in the nation in free throws. They make a lot of them as well. So that makes Tennessee really tough. They're also a tough defensive team. A lot of teams have struggled offensively when they have to go into Knoxville and win games. And I think that that's going to continue to be the case. I'm going to take the Tennessee Volunteers to beat the Rebels on Saturday. Then you jump to a look at Sunday. You got the last game of the weekend. You got SMU going in to beat the Penny Hardaway coached Memphis Tigers. And this is also going to be a game that's really interesting. David Jones, the high scorer for the Memphis Tigers, 20 points a game for David Jones. And then he also adds to that 6.5 rebounds a game. He's just kind of a terrifying person to have to figure out how to stop. Memphis playing another game similar to Tennessee where they get to the free throw line a lot. They get to the free throw line very often. And then again, when you're shooting in the high 70s from the free throw line as a college basketball team, that's pretty damn good. And it's enough for them to be, top 40 in the country at that. So I think that the Memphis Tigers are going to hold serve. And that is all she wrote for the college basketball dance party that didn't feature any music and therefore no dance.
Wait. Who did you have write this? Who is she?
What?
He said that's all she wrote. So who is she that's writing your stuff? Why aren't you doing your own thing?
It's a
we
figure.
thought it was going to be your college basketball dance party.
Clearly, you
not
have
some ghostwriter,
It's
some gal out there.
It's a figure of speech.
I'm really disappointed.
This isn't even written. I didn't
That
write
just
it.
really takes the shine off.
Just
that,
sort of
doesn't it?
figured it'd come straight from Keon.
Wow,
Some
just
gal.
pulled
this is startling information.
Do your own work, Keon.
I didn't
feel like you should do your
it's
own
not
work.
written at all. It's just a figure of speech.
A man does his own work.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Agreed.
His segment.
More
I did
hands
that.
makes the work go faster.
Does he somehow rank to get a some sort of an assistant? Is Ron giving him that because ratings
don't
are
have an
soaring
assistant,
with
no.
the college football and now college basketball dance party?
I don't think that I have an
I'm
assistant.
disappointed.
I don't
am
think I
too.
was ever given one of those.
I don't know why.
Cheese Skull says, "Wow, did Keon go to Harvard?" I guess so. I don't know. But maybe the person who wrote this for him did, whoever she is.
I never got anywhere close to Harvard.
She wrote it.
So
It's all she wrote.
Again, a figure of
I mean,
speech.
she's not
come to
writing
it?
anything else
Did it
for
just-
anyone else.
Did it come to the end of the legal pad? That's all she wrote. There was no
How is
more.
her handwriting, by the way?
Yeah.
Well, there is no handwriting.
Why wouldn't she use a computer?
Nothing
Keon?
was written.
Yeah. Yeah, if you,
Yeah.
I know these days, all you wrote could also be computer.
I don't write hardly at all.
Yeah.
I use a computer for everything.
At least the same thing.
But you could get
you
that
can say that's
handwriting.
all she wrote.
You can get that handwriting font on the computer.
Oh yeah, you know what? My
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
My phone. I never use it. My phone it has this stylus. Look at that.
Oh,
so
look
I
at
could.
that.
I could write.
Good in theory. do
Is that how she did it
Did
with
she
the
use her
stylus on her
phone?
phone?
Well,
all
she's
she
not
wrote?
real. She's
kind
a
of a
bit,
phone does
she's
she
a
have?
figure
She's
of
a
speech.
what? What did he say?
She's a figure,
Figure
of
of
speech.
speech.
Oh, I thought you called her a horrible name there for a
She's
second.
a figure of speech.
Oh,
She has a
yeah.
nice figure.
okay. All right. There's that. I can
Nope.
see why.
See, nobody,
That's how
nobody-
she got the
nobody
job.
said
That's
that.
it.
She is fictional.
Were
She
you
is
given a
not
budget
real.
to hire this
I feel like
assistant?
HR will be involved.
I was
anyway.
not given a budget to hire an assistant. I'm
Have
pretty
to
sure
talk to Ron. We need assistants too. I mean,
I
We'd
would
love
just-
some
I
assistants.
would just pocket the money.
I thought Keon was supposed to be assistant.
well, I thought he was too, but clearly
Well,
he's
I-
above us now. He's got an
Guess so.
assistant.
I am not.
And
Wow.
she wrote it for him. I mean,
I
I'll
promise.
get my stuff out of my office immediately.
I
well,
promise.
why not? I mean,
you compare the
that's
paychecks.
it.
I am definitely not above
so do you
either.
just do you sit around and just like dictate, whatever
No,
is going to write down?
I didn't write anything I
Huh.
just said.
How
Nobody
did-
did.
How did you know I get $17 an hour?
Wow.
How did you know that?
You don't, though.
The Jet,
You're rich.
the Jet says, "Happy Friday, gentlemen. Pour me a beer and don't bet on Michigan for Monday's game." Their best lineman, Luis Pina, nice try, Jet, has been ruled out due to a knee injury. Not going to read the rest of that. Bruno Baller says, "Good Purdue repeat." Sorry. He says, "Good, comma, Purdue repeat what Virginia did when they got bumped in the first round and then won the national championship the next year." Did you follow that? Did anybody follow that?
Have your assistant follow up on that.
I
will you,
just-
Keon?
I don't
Can
have
you
an
ask
assistant.
her what he's talking about? Because I have no idea.
I don't have an assistant.
This
There's
is
no
really
one to
eye
ask.
opening.
It is time for a break because that is all she wrote.
Yeah.
All right, we'll come back and we'll do our
Presumably
own
by
stuff
your
on this side of the
assistant?
glass. On our side of the glass,
Our original.
We'll do our own work.
Yeah.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, the Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
My daughter is normally a little goofball, but after a bad night's sleep, she's too tired to be anything. That's why I trust Pure Z's Kids. Pure Z's Kids is mindfully formulated just for kids. Their non-habit forming, drug-free products help my daughter fall asleep naturally, giving her the rest to be her best.
I'm a dinosaur.
Her best dinosaur.
Pure Z's Kids, for ages 4 and up when needed. Explore our products at zquill.com.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hi, Diamond Dave for Desert Wholesale Diamond in Scottsdale. 33 years ago, I started a simple import and wholesale office. Why? Because my dad had a great offer to sell his 22-store chain to the big guys. And I wasn't going to stay on once I saw their crazy overhead and markups. Since we had the best diamond connections in the world, and at 26, I already had 13 years experience. I started at age 13 part-time for my dad and a GI certificate. I knew I could do better for my clients. Why does any of that matter to you? Because I'm the only guy with this kind of history, these kinds of diamond connections, in-house design and manufacturing that will sell directly to you at true wholesale prices. I know the insane markups of the big boxes, high-end stores, and mall jewelers, and I can offer you something different. By appointment, private diamond buying in our offices for less. A lot less.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave, KANTOR.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, a lot of us play fantasy football this time of year, and it's fun. But what you should be playing is fantasy electric bills. What's that? It's where you get with Harman Solar, and they save you over 80% off your electric bill every month. Then, each time you open up that bill, you're going to feel like you just won a championship. Call Harman Solar today. Get a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
1580, The Fanatic.
Excuse me? And well, see, here's the thing. Music has changed a lot. And you know how they have the mumble rappers? I thought maybe I could invent this kind of thing. And I could win an Emmy. You dig that sound, Keon? You're younger. Maybe the younger people like that. They're like, oh my God, who is that?
Can't say that I do, but I'm also not a fan of the mumble rap, so can't really.
I feel like Keon's a older soul when it comes to music.
Yeah.
It's just the rap I grew up with was pre-mumble rap. So
I think with some demographic, I slayed. Is that did I use the term right? I don't know if I used the term right. I slayed.
You did, but
You mean as in a horse-drawn sleigh?
No, they're like
kind of a sleigh are you talking?
I killed it. I murdered it.
I'm sorry to hear.
I Oscar Pistorius.
Do I need to look out for the
I
authorities
OJ'd
here?
it.
Maybe
oh boy,
you need to hide in the
Aaron
engineering
Hernandez
closet?
it. I Ray Lewis'd it.
I'll get them off your track, Jeff. Go.
I appreciate that. Hey, listen, I know that you just did the college basketball dance party, and I'm sure you're exhausted. But I do want to talk about a college football thing. One of your guys, defensive lineman Byron Murphy, the second, has declared for the NFL draft. Tell me about this guy.
He's really big.
I know he's had 70 tackles, 15 for a loss, 8 sacks in 34 games since he played at Texas. And he also caught a 1-yard touchdown against Wyoming this season and ran for a 1-yard score in, your loss to Washington. But,
he's really big.
Well, I'm confused. Wait, is his name Byron or Xavier? Is that another guy? Is that his brother? No, that's Worthy.
Xavier
Worthy
is a different
Murphy.
person.
Oh, I'm getting him confused. But no, Byron Murphy, the second, is the guy that I was talking about there. So these guys both have declared for the draft. But what do you think about Byron Murphy? Second, third, fourth round, not first round, right?
I don't think he's a first rounder, no, or
Okay.
a second. He'll probably be, if I had to guess, maybe late third, early fourth. Yeah, he's a good player, though. I mean, it's just he's not a day one guy.
Okay.
I like him though.
I'm just curious because I saw, anytime I see a guy who's declaring for the draft, I think, is this guy any good? We got to know these things. Raven Kid says, my ears are bleeding from this slay talk. That's a good thing. From what I understand with the kids, that means that,
if you're slaying it,
I'm slaying it. So his ears bleeding have got to be a good thing. And
Now, is this the same person who followed Ralph's advice on ear shaving, or
no? This
Okay.
Raven Kid hates Ralph.
Okay.
Raven
And
Kid
Ralph
is
hates
I
him
missed, I
too.
missed the text
see,
name.
Raven Kid is towards the younger demographic on the show,
Mhm.
and so he would know what good stuff is. And when he says his ears are bleeding, apparently that's a good thing.
Raven Kid is in college, but he does still have some proactive on
He's
the
got
shelf.
his. He's
So,
got his. I feel like Raven Kid has his finger on the pulse of the young people today.
There's some serial killer joke there, but I'm just going to keep moving. Anyway, speaking of Ralph, says Raven Kid, that man owes me a pizza. Okay, what do you think he owes you a pizza for? Because I don't remember.
He said something about what the Ravens weren't. I think the Ravens were going to finish behind the Seahawks this year, something like that.
If that is the case, then yeah,
Something to that effect.
Mm.
Yeah.
he does owe you a pizza. Definitely owes you a pizza. Are we at a place now that we can talk about some football?
Well, yes, but I came across this on CBSSports.com.
What?
The some of the weather forecasts, and because I'm the staff
No, we already
meteorologist.
had a weather forecast.
Well, that was for here, and it was kind of discombobulated. And I figured, if you want to, as you're doing the games, you just you give me the finger or something.
Okay.
And then I would do what's the weather conditions for this game? See what I mean?
Oh, hey, about that, we did our picks yesterday. You weren't here. We decided to do our picks one last Thursday, and then after that, we'll do picks on Friday. So, sorry.
I see.
I mean, we figured we knew that you picked the Cardinals to win.
Yes.
So, yeah, I have no need for a weather report. Maybe yesterday would have been good if you'd been here and not
Cardinals 86, Sea Chicken 6, in what will forever be known as the plucking of the imaginary bird.
Mm-hmm. It's not a real bird
at the Silver Nest.
Yeah, Seahawks are not a real bird.
That's true.
So you're right.
I'm sorry, you're not going to get to hear the rant because it was epic.
We could still do it.
No.
Well,
no.
If you had not have stolen the plane and gotten arrested for it, maybe we would have had you for all the picks.
I needed to have a meeting with Big George about all these suits that are going on.
Mm-hmm. And saying I didn't drink and drive, I
No.
drank and flew
Well,
is
yeah.
not a good. It's not a good defense.
Right? It's on autopilot, right?
There's no autopilot on a single engine plane. What button do you think you hit?
I don't know, but it just started flying itself.
We can do picks and weather next time.
Look, I got it on the ground. Okay.
Well, it's easy to get a plane on the ground. That is true.
Well, there's not a scratch on him, so I assume he did it.
I didn't do it nose first into the earth.
Yeah, we got a bunch of people hating on Raven Kid. Hold on a second.
Oh boy.
Chief Skull says Raven Kid can't hate. He's going to GCU. Yeah, he's not very Christian-like of him. And
that's true.
Yeah. The Jet says Raven Kid and myself started a new club. It's called the We Hate Ralph Club. We currently have over 300 members. I doubt that. Raven Kid says, cause the Ravens would be better than the Seahawks, and they sure did. That's the pizza bet right there.
Well, I mean, the Ravens are an actual bird. The Sea Chickens,
don't exist.
It's not real.
So then he could get you in a technicality, Raven Kid, and say, we don't exist. So how can there be a bet?
So we were talking about the teams.
Your whole hope for a pizza could turn into an existential crisis.
Maybe
bird
it's an
is
imaginary pizza then.
The bird is fictional, but the team is very real.
Moist One says, this disgusting that Ralph hasn't made good on his bet yet. We should start a hashtag on Twitter to hurry it up. Hashtag Pizzagate.
Let's not let's not do that a second time. Yeah. Not about
Did we do a Pizzagate before?
We didn't.
Who did?
But there was somebody got it into their head that there was a pedophile ring in DC somewhere, and they were holding the
nice try,
kids
Moist One.
below this pizza restaurant. And so they went and shot up the pizza restaurant. Turns out nobody there. I mean, it's just a pizza restaurant.
How about hashtag Ralphgate?
Now, when I see that would work, I think.
Yeah. I don't want to put Ralph owes Raven Kid a pizza. It's too long.
Yeah. It's
So hashtag Ralphgate.
These are all one word things. The
Yeah.
gates.
So Ralphgate. Hashtag
Well, then now
Ralphgate.
people are going to think is somebody vomiting. Ralph.
True.
Maybe we should go Harmon Solar Ralph Gate.
Still, it gets a little bit wordy there.
Yeah.
And Harmon Solar probably wants nothing to do with Ralph and
Ralph-
his opinions on sports because they're Arizona sport fans there.
Yeah.
They like the Cardinals.
Yeah.
They like the Suns.
Yeah.
They're not like Ralph.
Mm.
They wish Ralph would shut the hell up about his teams.
Mm.
But he refuses. He's out of control.
Well,
So,
then we got to come up with something else.
I like Pizzagate. No, wait. I like Ralphgate.
What's wrong with Pizzagate?
Well, we already discussed
Yeah,
that.
that
I can't
there
redo
was
that.
already like a
Did I fall asleep again?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I'm sorry.
Big George says, Randy, I appreciate you coming out to visit me yesterday. I was glad I was able to post your bail and get you back to Phoenix in time for the show. I think we'll be able to beat these charges. You were incapacitated and at the mercy of the real mastermind of this whole thing, your co-pilot, O.J. Simpson. I don't think he was in the plane.
OJ
It's
was
a
there.
nice try. I don't think this is going to be a good legal defense.
OJ was there.
No, he wasn't.
and I think thankfully because that
Are you
that's,
sure?
I'm not sure about anything right now.
Just no crimes involving OJ are going to go unpunished.
Cheese Skull says, holy cow, Ralph hasn't owed up to his Little Caesars bet there. Yeah, that's true. Niho says, by the way, Niho, you don't have to type your texter nickname in on every text. We already have that. So you can just text.
We have texter ID.
Yeah. He says, I thought my neighbor was flying a stress flag in his front of his house. And I looked closer and said, oh my God, it's just a Seahawks flag. You know, just-
Yeah.
Every time you see the 12.
Yeah, it's a good point.
The 12 is when it's flown in front of somebody's house means two things. One, 12th man. Two, the owner's IQ. So
yeah.
both things are true. The Jet says, I have the most epic text ready, but I'm going to wait until Ralph is in studio next week to send it. Stay tuned. Yeah, maybe you want to let me see that first. Maybe you want to let me pre-read that off air.
Just to make sure it'll go through. Because if you send it that day,
yeah,
and it can't go through, then you can't even workshop.
That's
it.
a good point. Yep. That's a good point.
How many people tell me, oh, I've got the best joke for you? In my head, I'm always like, no, you don't. You really,
This
no,
can't be good.
You don't. Raven Kid says, would that not end up worse for Ralph? Finding out that his team is fake and a falsehood? He knows. He knows.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing as a Seahawks. There's just not.
No, there's not.
You know,
it's not even a mythical bird like the bird of Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk a little Cardinals real fast. You know,
we have to.
Well, we will.
Right.
Hollywood Brown says, of course I want to be back with the Cardinals. You want Hollywood Brown back?
Sure, yeah. I like what he and the little guy, what's his name? Kyler Murray. I like what they're doing. Yeah.
So he's had 51 catches for 574 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he's played in 14 games. So it's not great, but that's also not necessarily his fault.
Right, because we had that cat that was
I don't remember his name. Claytoon?
No, the hairless one.
Oh yeah, NoHo Hank.
Yeah, no, that wasn't it.
That's what I call him. Don't care.
It's Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, Josh Dobbs. There you go. But see, since Kyler has come back, I'd like to see what the numbers are when Hollywood plays with Kyler in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that if Kyler's around, yeah, you're probably right. It's probably where a bunch of them yards might have come
because
from.
Didn't AJ Brown and didn't Hollywood Brown and Kyler Murray, didn't they were in college together, right?
Yeah. K1 really lobbied for Hollywood Brown to come to town. He did. That's a true story.
Just kind of depends on what this team is going to do. I would want him back. I mean,
okay. I mean, he wants to be back. He does want to be back. Rico Suave says, sup, fellas. Sup, Rico.
Sup, you.
Sup. One of our new texters, Jonesy, says, yes, they went to Oklahoma and they kicked ass.
That's what I thought I heard that. Yeah.
All right. The Jet says, oh, is this the one I'm not supposed to read on air, or am I supposed to read this on air? I'm not going to read it on air, but I'll read it off air at the top of the hour.
All right.
So I'll let you know if this is the epic text you think it is. Anyway, so all right. So good news. Hollywood Brown wants to be around as long I think is Kyler's around.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Cardinals have a blank slate going into this draft, and they have nothing but draft picks to do, and we've got a new GM entering his second draft. We've already seen what he does, sort of a wheeler dealer. I can't wait for this to happen. I really can't, and I can't wait for next season. I mean, with Kyler, full season, you get Marquise Hollywood Brown to stay with us. You got Trey McBride. Oh my God! Listen, after we kick the Seahawks' ass, that's going to lead us into 2024, 25, and the Cardinals are going to go undefeated next year.
Yeah, Hollywood Brown, by the way, with Kyler just under 700 yards, 3 touchdowns, 62 receptions.
There it is.
By the way, Radio Ron just sent me a message saying that you're next up for the random drug test.
Me?
Yeah.
Again?
I'm just saying.
Why always me?
Huh. I don't know. It's a good question.
The guy said Don Quixote. I didn't know it was a donkey.
All right, listen. We have to go ahead and take a break. That's the end of hour 2. Hour 3 is up next. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
2 yards should be just a nice, comfortable 9-iron for him. They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
What in? The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best teed up at the 2024 WM Phoenix Open presented by Taylor Morrison. February 5th through 11th at TPC Scottsdale. Get tournament and ticket info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Progressive presents advice on new teen drivers.
You know, the hardest part about teaching your teen to drive is the chafing from the seatbelt. But the best part is the grip strength you build in your knuckles. Okay, now let's pull out of the driveway.
Here's another tip. Offset a chunk of the cost of adding a teen to your insurance with Progressive's Teen Driver Discount and get a break from the brake. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
One of the most common questions people ask is if they can still afford to retire on $1 million or $2 million anymore. With stocks near all-time highs and bonds at all-time lows, it's actually a great question. 2008 taught millions of retiring engineers, teachers, and other professionals a costly lesson that years of market gains can be wiped out in just weeks of market losses. Not a problem if you're 30 years old with a few decades to make it back, but not if you are in retirement or almost there. I like to follow the 30-50-70 rule. The closer you are to 50 or 70, then at least 30 to 50% of your money should be kept safe at all times, like in an uncapped, principal secure, next generation annuity. Come and see why.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now at 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with Steve. Call 480-902-3333 and visit IQannuity.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K2.2 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live from the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I got to congratulate somebody on something.
You're welcome.
I don't know if it's a man card accreditation. I don't know if this is a man of the day.
Oh, somebody else.
But it's I don't know. Well, I'll talk about it, and then you can tell me what you think. So Willis Gibson just became the first person, and he's 13 years old. He became the first person to ever beat Tetris. Like actually beat the game. Now, it's been a while there if you've ever played the Tetris. I've played it, and I'm pretty good at it, and then I get bored with it. I'm like, I don't care about this anymore. It's like a whole lot of stress for no good reason. It's kind of like watching an episode of Frasier. So anyways, I just usually lose interest. But if you play the game, usually it just keeps going until you lose. But there's a glitch where it can eventually get so fast the console, the Nintendo there, can't keep up and crashes. And until now, only AI had been able to do it. Well, this kid, a 13-year-old kid in Oklahoma, Willis, made it to level 157 before it finally froze up. And there's a video on YouTube. You can see the whole thing. And of course, when it crashes, he freaks out and starts hyperventilating in true nerd fashion. So it took him 38 minutes, and he set several new world records in the process, including highest score at just over 6,850,000 points. Tetris on Nintendo, 34-year-old game there. Came out in 1989, a couple of decades before this kid was even born. Says his next goal is to do it again, but be better at it. So Willis Gibson, is this just a nerd, or is this worth applauding? I don't know.
Wait a minute.
He broke world records. He beat the damn game, man.
How is that a manly accomplishment? I don't understand.
I don't know. It's manly. I don't know.
You sit around.
I don't know if it's just man of the day or if it's a.
And you're playing a 37-year-old game.
Yeah. Level 157.
And you get to, and it doesn't even, congratulations, you beat the game. It's just, how do you break it? And what's the deepest you can go before you break it? And you want to hand out a man card accreditation on this?
I don't know. I didn't say I did. I said, I wonder if we should. Does this count? And it sounded like you say nay.
It's a hard no for me.
In fact, he started hyperventilating, kind of reels me back a little bit on this.
Does kill it, but
he is 13 though.
Take it easy, nerd.
Yeah, look, I don't know. Maybe because I am also a nerd. I'm impressed by this.
Well, also though,
a human being has never done that.
Added level of difficulty is he's a nerd from Oklahoma. Didn't know they had any.
Wow.
Well, listen, there's not a whole hell of a lot to do in Oklahoma. I mean,
a nerd in Oklahoma is a guy who brushes his tooth like every night.
Well, and yet they're not breaking any records there. So he did.
The records that get broken in Oklahoma are people loading up the U-Haul trying to get the hell out as fast as they can. Those are the records.
I know this guy's probably survived multiple tornadoes. I know this guy is probably going to be flying drones that will eventually one day kill me. But no, I'm sorry. It's not an accomplishment for that would be of a man card accreditation status.
Yeah, I probably not. Yeah. Jonesy says, imagine going to a bar and walking up to a girl and your opening line is, "Hey, I beat Tetris." It's because the braces. But yeah, you're right. It's not going to get you anywhere. Moist one says, "What's the deepest you can go before?" I don't think I should do this.
Moist one.
You know what you're doing, sir.
He says, "That's the deepest you can go before you break it." I think that's the most common question in the BYU dorms. Oh, geez.
Wow.
Bruno Baller says, should the person who figured out the Rubik's Cube for the first time get a man card? No, I don't know. Probably not. We like to celebrate world records. That's all. The process says the Tetris thing there, kid was 13 and he did it for his dad that died a month before he broke the record. And the way he beat the game was getting such a high score and breaking the code in the game to make it stop.
Like when you get 99999, there is simply no more memory for the game to handle. So it just dies.
So it's a normal thing that happens. And AI has brought it to that point too. So really, it is beating the game if you get there to level 157.
So he did this in honor of his dad.
Yeah, who died a month.
Was his dad? Did his dad play Tetris or something? Or
I don't know.
Yeah, still a hard no for me.
Yeah. Big George says, yeah, I'm surprised this was a kid from Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we all are. Of course, so that explains why he had a game console from 1989. Beer Bob says, welcome back, Randy. Sorry I'm late on this, but hey, congratulations on your induction to the Cowboys Ring of Honor. I'm a little upset the cameraman thought your gorgeous face there when they were showing everyone during the halftime of the Cowboys last game there. It wasn't Randy.
No.
That was a different guy.
Thank you for the accolades and the encouragement and the congratulations, but that was not me.
By the way, I saw that, and I don't feel like that Randy White realized, well, where he even was, to be honest. He seemed a little bit lost in the moment.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, I have a son that lives in the Metroplex area there. I want to go back there, and I want to make sure that Junk Food Jake takes me to one of Randy White's barbecues, and I want to meet the guy because my entire life I have been mistaken. And I understand because
even by Larry Fitzgerald.
I have the body of a Greek god. I understand that. I'm an Adonis. I get it. And I'm athletically gifted, but I did not play for the Dallas Cowboys. Nor am I in the NFL Football Hall of Fame, nor am I a Cowboys fan. Dale Hellestray, he could tell us apart.
Could he?
Dale
could he?
Would never call me the Manster.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
That's what they call Randy White in Dallas.
The Manster?
The Manster. Oh, he was death on the opposing team.
Yeah.
He was like a monster just eating everybody up. That's what he did.
What year was that he was playing?
That was back in the 80s, man.
Was it the 80s?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So during the Danny White days, I believe.
Danny White or Randy White?
No, Danny White. It was Danny White, and then there was Randy White. And I've met Danny White several times. Nice guy.
Hey, I have a cause that I'd like to push real fast.
Excuse me?
A cause.
A cause?
Yeah. There was a petition started in Phoenix by this gal, Rebecca Plant, and she got 15,000 signatures. And it's a petition to ban consumer fireworks in area. But consumer fireworks, though, those are the sparklers and crap like that. The ones that I want to get are the people that on 4th of July till
they sell those in a parking lot near my house
because they just
the Walgreens parking lot.
New Year's Eve in Queen Creek was just a whole lot of fireworks, and then on 4th of July it's all night and it goes for about a week. I'm not even exaggerating.
They're still shooting fireworks every night in my neighborhood.
Yeah. But the fireworks you buy in a parking lot are not the exploding, like really loud ones. Those are like I think those are consumer fireworks where you can go into Walmart and buy a package of those things. I don't know. Maybe they're the louder ones.
I think those big ones, those mortars and those big.
You can buy those at those tents.
I don't know that for sure, but I have it on good authority that a lot of those fireworks come from our southern neighbor.
So, illegal fireworks, that's different.
Yeah.
But this lady, she's like, well, my horse is not enjoying the fireworks.
Well, I understand that.
My dog, Buddy, he's getting better at it. He's trying to man up. He's trying to, he's better at it than he's been in the past, but he's got the PTSD, man. That dog has seen some stuff. And so when the fireworks go, he's like, oh, here we go. He hates that. And I know a lot of other people's dogs hate that. So I don't know. I wouldn't mind banning these fireworks. These rednecks are popping off all over the damn place all the time.
I think what they need to do is start cracking down on them at the border.
Just fireworks?
Well, other things as well. I mean, but
well, I feel like
those major fireworks, I don't think you can buy those up here. I don't think you can. I think they come from Mexico.
All I know is, okay, I don't care where you buy them. I just am tired of people setting them off. I think that should be against the law. You go to a fireworks show, let them handle the pyrotechnics, but sitting there until 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
okay, great. You can light something. Well done. Okay, we're all impressed.
Yeah.
Thank you for traumatizing everybody's pets. And what's the point? That is what I'm talking about. And by the way, talking about the border, they're talking about that opening and closing up that border station and all that. And I'm like, hey, here's an idea. Militarize the damn border. Militarize the border. Start with the one between us and Canada. You know why.
Yes.
And then the one that's south of us here, I'd say about Casa Grande. Let's just go ahead and start militarizing everything just south of Casa Grande.
Oh, yeah.
Keep the Tucson people out too. And, just is here for people's safety. I didn't say don't let people in the country. I'm not saying don't let people cross through, with permits and legally and stuff like that. I'm not trying to keep people out,
right.
But I think for everybody's safety, it might not be a bad idea, to make sure everybody's okay. I'm just, and then maybe you're checking people for fireworks. You can't, let's stop smuggling. Let's stop the smuggling and stuff, fireworks and drugs and stuff too. I don't know. I don't know why nobody does it. I know that the governor sent down the National Guard to that one area where they had to close that thing down. She's like, I think I'll leave that there for a minute. Yeah, okay, how about the whole thing? Who's better at this than the military to make sure it keeps everybody safe?
I understand that, and I could not agree with you more.
I don't want to keep people out who are trying to find a better life. Let other people argue that. But I think just for that whole situation there, it'd be for the safety of everybody involved on either side.
Agreed.
Just saying. Big George says, Randy, Jeffrey, let me tell you from expert. Okay, George.
All right, Big George.
I got the thinky wheel, so I have no idea what he's about to say. I'm probably going to regret this. He says, from my experience here in California, every sort of firework is banned, even sparklers. It's worse here in Southern California, 4th of July and New Year's Day, anything you see in Phoenix. So banning them will do nothing for curtailing the use of the fireworks. If anything, makes it worse. The illegal fireworks come from New Mexico, Nevada, and Mexico. All right, well, I guess forget that. If we're not going to enforce it, then, what are you going to do?
Well, I don't know why you can't enforce it. I mean, if the police,
you got to triangulate the sound and know exactly where it's at.
If the police come out there, they should. This is a bad situation. I mean, you're between a rock and a hard place. But if the police come out there, can't they write citation? I mean, there's in the front of my house, there's all sorts of fireworks.
We do not have enough cops.
Well, I get that. Yeah.
King of Kitten says Arizona's fireworks sale window. Yeah, it's a short one. It's like 28 days or something. Yeah. It's now closed. No fireworks can be purchased in Arizona until July. Purchased, sure. Set off. Forget about it.
You still have them.
See, I think that's the key right there. Instead of banning the sale of fireworks, banning the use of fireworks by private individuals if they're not licensed to do so.
It doesn't make sense to be able to sell something or buy something you can't use.
Well, you ban the use of them.
Last Optimist says there's wholesalers where you can buy the large mortar style fireworks. Dad bought a bunch and set them off for New Year's. Had a long show, good long show for us, the neighbors. Unfortunately, we didn't realize in Florida we're only allowed to set them off on New Year's and Eve and New Year's Day. Cops let us know after the show ended on New Year's Adam. What's New Year's Adam? Oh, I get it. Day after New Year's. Baker's Cocky Hen says fireworks are legal through the 8th of January. Okay. New Mexico sells the ones that go in the air and blow up. Arizona has some loud ones, but they stay lower to the ground.
Nobody told my neighbors. Nobody told my neighbors.
Yeah.
And the TNT fireworks tent is in like the CVS or Walgreens. I can't remember which. Walgreens parking lot. And I went to the TNT fireworks website. They sell all the loud ones. So wow. I don't know what they're allowed to sell here. But there was a show on New Year's Eve.
Guess there's no point in fighting it. Baker's Cocky Hens also says he misses you when you were on American Idol. I think that's a different Randy.
Yeah.
That might be a different Randy.
That's a Randy Jackson.
Yeah. Hey, Buda Baker made the Pro Bowl.
And I knew he would.
Yeah. Anton Winfield Sr., unhappy about that.
What?
Yeah, I don't know why, but he goes on. He lost his mind on the Twitters there. He goes, we demand a recount. He says, NFL, somebody's got some splaining to do. Ain't no way in hell Buda Baker goes to Pro Bowl ahead of my little man with no stats. I know how important Pro Bowls are on the resume, and it just so happens to be his contract year. And we ain't going for the bull bleep. Somebody need to holler at me. No, Antoine, it's really not your business. Your son, I guess, could make a phone call and say, hey, what's going on with that? But Buda Baker started 11 games. He played 67% of the defensive snaps. Yeah, 0 interceptions, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumble recoveries, and 0 sacks. What do you make of that?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
He plays safety.
Winfield, he started all the games, played 98% of the Buccaneers' defensive snaps, intercepted 3, forced 5 fumbles, got 4 recoveries, and sacked the quarterback 5 times.
Okay.
So,
but the thing is, like a safety sacking the quarterback, that's just a scheme thing. Like if your coach doesn't call us, you know what I mean? Like if he doesn't call for extra pressure from you, the safety, wait, you can't sack the quarterback. That's not your job usually. That's usually to trick the offense if you're doing that. Well,
so you're saying he doesn't have a point about comparing the two?
No, because a lot of this stuff is scheme based. Just if your scheme doesn't call for you to be in certain places,
gotcha.
Those are just numbers you're not going to put up.
So here's a scheme. Antoine Winfield Sr., you need to shut the hell up.
It's one of Buda's like lower years in tackles, but 77 tackles, still respectable. It's not like he didn't.
Oh yeah, well they left that information off here. I don't see the 77 tackles. So there you go.
77 tackles, 50 solo tackles. Yeah, he's doing all right.
Well, way to go, leaving that out.
Yeah. Just pertinent information. It's like the stats there made it seem like he didn't do anything. That's just not true.
So I am the father of an exceptional athlete, and I'll tell you what I know how to do: keep my damn mouth shut. You know, I've been angry about things that. And injustices I've seen my son suffer on and off the football field when it comes to being an athlete. And here's what I do. Nothing. That's what Antoine Winfield Sr. should do. Nothing. Shh.
5 tackles for loss.
You're not helping.
Just unbelievable.
You're not helping.
And he's been a Pro Bowler the previous 4 years. Just you usually, unless you're horrific at some point, you make the Pro Bowl again.
Did you know what Amon-Ra St. Brown's dad said about him not getting selected for the Pro Bowl?
I'm not
Nothing, because Amon-Ra St. Brown just said it himself. He says, I was pretty hot about not getting selected. I thought Amon Top Ramen St. Brown was pretty damn good. Well, how did he not get selected?
He is.
1,371 yards,
yeah.
10 touchdowns, 112 receptions. How did he not make it? I mean, ahead of him, CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans, A.J. Brown, Puka Nacua.
The same way that a lot of guys don't make it. There's a big fan component to the Pro Bowl vote.
Yeah.
So if you're leaving this kind of stuff up to fans,
Amon, you're a Lion.
But
that's
the Lions this year, not the Lions 6 years ago.
But still, it comes with that. It comes with that. So, okay, well, that makes sense. But Amon's, he's over it. He's fine. He says, they're all great players that, hey, I was a little bit hot about this. All right, fair enough.
So is it fan voting like MLB All-Star?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's another like coaches vote that happens also, but definitely you vote for the Pro Bowl as a fan.
Well, I mean, and it's a popularity contest, and I don't know what this who was the daddy that was yelling?
That was Antoine Winfield Senior, Junior the third.
You know what, Antoine Senior, Junior the third? Get some fans to vote for your son.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it's done, right there.
He should be quiet. Moiswan says Antoine Winfield Senior was actually a pretty good cornerback, though. Yeah, sure he was, but he's wrong about all this. Tiger Paws. Oh, she sent a picture. Let's see here. She sent a picture of all the fireworks that were going off over her house. She says, "This is my neighbor's." Wow, that's illegal as hell. That is like a professional display right there. Scratch Me Because says, the fireworks law should be changed that only Jason, Pierre, Paul would be able to set up fireworks in Arizona.
I don't think
I agree.
He wants to.
And Jason Pierre Paul gives that idea 1 thumb up. King of Kenton says, New Year's Adam is the day before New Year's Eve because Adam comes before. Okay, enough of that.
Boy.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, did you guys see the video of the valley at midnight on New Year's? Just random view of the valley and fireworks everywhere. They had other states showing and there was just nothing happening there. What is with us? What is with us in the fireworks?
This is the wild, wild west, baby.
Hey, how about instead of terrorizing everybody's dogs, just donate that to like pet rescues or something? Or donate to the homeless or something. Why are you spending so much money in making things explode?
Because they can.
I enjoy a nice pop or explosion. It just seems excessive. You know why I don't buy any or wouldn't? Because all my neighbors do. If I really wanted to enjoy it, I'd just sit in a lawn chair in front of my house.
You know, I guess I just outgrew it.
Yeah.
When I was a younger man, you know, that would be fun.
I was also too tempted to tie them to things.
Well, there was that. So.
That would be inappropriate. Moist One says, yeah, give the fireworks to the homeless. Wait, that's not what I was saying.
No.
They can eat them. No, they
can't
I was
and shouldn't.
Thinking about using the money.
Yeah.
Forget it. I'm sure I'm wrong. When we come back, let's talk a bunch of NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Take the guesswork out of your holiday gifts. OmahaSteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and save an additional $30 with promo code VSIN. OmahaSteaks.com.
The College Football National Championship game Monday night in Houston, Texas. It's the Michigan Wolverines and the Washington Huskies. Both teams entering the contest at 14-0. Michigan favored by 4.5 points coming off their win against Alabama. They have the number one rated defense in the country, giving up just 9.5 points per game. Washington coming off their win against Texas, the number one passing offense in the nation, averaging 350 yards through the air. The Huskies are plus 164 on the money line. Michigan minus 200. The over-under is at 56.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Can't sleep with this cold.
Honey.
Honey?
Honey, you need NyQuil Severe Honey.
NyQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a dreamy honey taste.
Feeling better, honey? Honey? I'll take that as a yes.
Try NyQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu symptom relief. NyQuil Severe with honey flavor. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever. Honeylicious, best sleep with a cold. Medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Start learning a new language today at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, Phoenix has had over 53 days of 110 degree plus this summer. This last July alone, we had 30 consecutive days of 110 plus. And this summer heat might just be the new normal for summers here in Arizona. What you need to do is call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow. It's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. We just talk some NFL here. Got a bunch of bits of information that may or may not affect your Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks. And, a lot of guys are sitting out, and we've discussed quite a bit of it. But here's a couple guys who are not sitting out. Baker Mayfield is going to play on Sunday, especially because the Buccaneers are trying to win the NFC South. Also, Ryan Tannehill, he is going to play probably his last game with the Titans.
You would imagine.
Yeah.
Right?
Will Levis is back in practice, but his foot injury's still lingering, so he ain't going to start. But Tannehill is 35 years old, 5th season with the Titans, and I don't know, he'll end up somewhere. Probably the Washington Commandos.
Well, they're going to probably draft somebody or stick with the guy that's already on
and
the
then
team.
They'll look for the veteran presence.
They already have that. His name is
Listen,
Jacoby Brissett.
Don't fight it. You didn't think that Carson Wentz was going to show up, and what happened? The Commandos is where he's going next.
Correct.
It's been decided.
I just didn't think that Dan Snyder would overreach even that, but there is no Dan Snyder. This is a new.
All the
this is a new
stars
team.
have aligned, Keon.
Absolutely nothing that used to apply.
Accept it and let it happen.
0 things that used to apply about this team apply anymore.
Well, Tannehill will start somewhere, maybe even my Colts. I don't know.
You think so?
No,
I don't think so, and I sure hope not. He was bad this year.
Falcons.
I mean,
if he lands on the Cardinals, that's it. I quit. I'm throwing all my Cardinal junk away.
If he
I'd rather
somewhere,
see him on the Cardinals. Be honest,
he's a backup. He's not starting anywhere.
Well, whatever the case, it'll be his last game. A.J. Dillon is not going to play, and Christian Watson is questionable for the Packers. Are the Packers playing for anything right now?
Yeah,
they're still playing.
Yeah.
No, that's right. They you say they own their own destiny.
Yeah, Jordan Love's going to play this weekend.
They've got the last wild card spot, and if they win, they're in.
Okay. Let's see here. Let me see if I give you some more injury stuff. Minkah Fitzpatrick is questionable for the Steelers. Let's see. The Ravens, of course, this is all, we're already in the playoffs. They're not going to play Odell Beckham Jr. They're not playing Lamar Jackson. They're just not playing anybody.
Yeah, they've got like 6 guys sitting for actual injuries, stuff that's been nagging that they just played through. And then they've just got 6 guys not playing. just sit your ass on the bench.
I've got a problem. I think I'm sticking with my Texans pick against the Colts. I want the Colts to win, but with our 3 offensive linemen dinged up, Ryan Kelly, Quentin Nelson, Braden Smith, you got knees and ankles going on there, and they need to win this. So anybody can play, will play, but right now it does not look good for that offensive line. So I might stick with that. But the Texans, they won't have Noah Brown, the wide receiver, a bunch of defensive guys, Jonathan Grenard and Will Anderson. They're dinged and stuff. So I don't know. Laramie Tunsil, I think, is out. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Not too thrilled. Not too thrilled about my chances on that game. Let's see. Trying to see if there's any. Golly, I could read off all these injuries, but a lot of those are not injuries as much as they're rest.
Yeah.
There's no point to this.
And because at this point in the year, everybody's hurt, you could just pick a legitimate thing that's nagging somebody as a reason they're not playing.
Yeah. Bills and Dolphins, though, center for the Bills, Mitch Morse, he's sick. He's the only Bills player with a designation. And then over there on the other side, Bradley Chubb, we all know about his knee. Xavier Howard, we all know about his foot. They are both out. But They got Jerome Baker, Raheem Mostert, and Jalen Waddle. They're all questionable. So that's something to keep an eye on. I don't think there's really any need to get into all the people who are just resting. I'm not going to rest. Pull the Plug says, I'm confused. Did you say the third or the turd? Because whining about the Pro Bowl sounds like a turd. Actually, he's not even a third. I just threw that in there because it sounded good.
Yeah.
So that's on me. I thought you were talking about the show. Do you mean the third or the turd hour?
Yes.
Well,
maybe. And
we're not allowed to let this be the turd hour. So, hey, does it ever matter if the players support the coach? I don't think it does. Max Crosby's like, I support Antonio Pierce for the Raiders head coaching job. I support him. Okay, that's nice.
I mean, it does,
but I don't think it makes a difference. They're going to do what they're going to do.
They are, but it does. It matters a little in that if you have a guy that's already got the locker room,
well,
if
then
it's
they
close,
would have kept Rick Bisaccia a couple of years ago, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe they learned from that. Maybe that's the guy that got away. Now you're faced with the same problem. Maybe you don't make the same mistake. But if the two coaches, the guy outside of the building that you want and the guy inside of the building that you have, if they're close, then that might be the thing that pushes Antonio Pierce over the edge.
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, why doesn't Peyton Manning coach? Seems like he knows an awful lot.
Well, he is coaching his son.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Just it's also a hassle. Like you have to like being in the grind every day, and that was Peyton playing. Like he was grinding, I think, film and tape more than other coaches. So
well, when he's on that show there and he's looking through stuff, like he knows what he's talking about.
I knows feel what like he's talking about, and he's still passionate about the game, but I don't think that he wants to make it a job.
All right. Dalvin Cook is with the Ravens now. I'm sure you all know that, and I don't know how much good it's going to do him. But there he is. There he is. He gave up a couple $100,000 just to try to be with a contender. Now, is he going to get a lot of work? Is he going to be actually out there?
Probably not. They've got a strong committee of guys already.
Well, Keaton Mitchell is on injured reserve, but who else is out there?
But they've been rolling with Justice Hill lately. Justice Hill had a really big game.
They should put Dalvin in the committee, though, right?
They should, but they've also got Melvin Gordon, so he'd be the fourth guy in the committee, and they know things better than him. So, is he going to get a big enough role between now and any point in the playoffs? I don't think so.
He might earn it.
He might, but he didn't earn it in New York.
Yeah, it's true.
And that was one guy. It was no committee. It was just, hey, play well enough to split carries with one guy.
Yeah, but this is an O-line that is tuned for running because Lamar does it, and you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying maybe this is a better atmosphere for him.
Maybe, but you're fourth on the depth chart behind three guys. That's
letting the guy come in and sit in a chair just so he can try to get a ring on his finger, that seems dumb. I feel like they'll get something out of him. Raven Kid says
costing him anything, so I don't know.
Dalvin Cook is in a win-win situation. Melvin sucks. He's going to be that third guy, and he'll get a shot at a ring with him. Okay. See, that's what I was saying. By the way, Tony Pollard is humble bragging. Did you hear this?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I hold myself to a higher standard. I thought I would probably have a better year than I am now. Dude, you're what?
Dude, you're wait, what?
Yeah, what are his stats right now?
I don't know if he's humble bragging, but
well, he has almost 1,000 yards, and he'll probably cross the 1,000 yards.
He's got 5 touchdowns this year, which
235 carries. Yeah, I mean,
it's a solid year.
I think he's okay. 4 yards a carry.
I don't think that's humble bragging, though. I think that
it's as good as you're going to get on that team.
Yeah, I mean,
the way they work the run,
he's averaging 4.0 yards a carry. I mean,
he used to get 5.
Yeah.
Well,
the explosive yards just don't seem like they're there.
See, you got 235 carries, Tony. So yeah, you probably should have gotten more yards, but still, that's
and
that's a good season.
A year ago, he had 9 touchdowns. He's down to 5 this year.
What's the deal there? Is it him or is it the scheme? You were talking so much about scheme.
Well,
before.
Since Roast Beef is calling plays, maybe maybe it's a reflection of what Roast Beef is doing.
A little bit. I think that, it's weird because McCarthy said he wanted to run the ball more, but the Cowboys seem like they've thrown the ball a whole lot more than they did last year.
You know, his appendix decided to leave him. So I don't want to be at the bottom of the stomach anymore.
I could see that. Yeah. Just saying.
Like he had a good year, but he's had better years. He had 1,000 yards last year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Tony Pollard, you're fine. Shut up.
You're not in the NFL if you don't have that mentality.
He's going to have 1,000 yards this season.
That's what I just said. Yeah, he will. Yeah,
easy.
Maybe
probably go to the playoffs. Yeah, but they're in the playoffs.
They're in. Is he going to get 70 yards tomorrow?
He might.
He might, but it's not a guarantee.
I guarantee it.
Okay.
No, I don't.
It's a lot.
They might be killing Washington by the second quarter. Like they may not need.
Oh,
him.
right, Washington.
Yeah, like
I
who are they
it.
playing? I just
sorry. Raven Kid says here is the order: Gus, Justice, Dalvin, Melvin.
I don't know that they just signed Melvin or Dalvin and he's going to beat Gordon immediately.
That sounds like the names of the guy in a 1957 doo-wop band. You know, Gus, Justice, Dalvin, and Melvin. I don't know. That's what I hear in my head. Hey, Randy, says Big George. I made myself a roast beef sandwich. Does that mean my last name is roast beef? I had it on brioche bread, organic light mayo, honey mustard, Swiss cheese, and 4 kosher pickles. No, this is
that sounds like
about old. What's his name? The coach,
roast
Mike
beef.
McCarthy.
Is,
Mike McCarthy,
yeah.
because I said he was a 3 sandwich eating mofo.
Yeah,
and that has grown to 4 sandwiches because we found he keeps one under his hat.
Yeah,
so
that's my nickname for McCarthy.
To shorten it, Randy just came up with roast beef.
Yep,
I like that. That's not bad because you said it. We all knew who you're talking about.
Yeah. But you know what, George? That sandwich, that sounded good. I mean,
but to get on Mike McCarthy's level, you have to be hiding at least 3 other sandwiches on your person at all times.
Look, I mean,
and a pocket dog.
He's got a pocket dog, and maybe a pocket dog on this side. So
Hollandaise in one pocket,
and then he's got over here in the jacket he wears. He's got at least 2 sandwiches in each pocket. You know, that's like a quadruple large jacket. So the pockets are big.
Yeah. At the end of the game, he'll shake hands, but he kind of keeps you at a distance so you don't try to hug and squish his food.
Right.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to hug.
Yeah.
You don't need mustard in the inside of your pockets there.
Oh, no.
Random texter says, is McCarthy a 4 sandwich cheating coach? How many sandwiches is Coach Reed? Boy, random texter, your text fell apart pretty hard there. Voice text is not your friend.
Well, Coach Reed
he's hamburgers.
Yeah, he's a cheeseburger connoisseur, right?
Yeah, he's a 6 cheeseburger eater.
Oh, easy. And some nuggies on the side.
Radio Ron says, I just watched a ESPN story on Michael Penis Jr. Impressive history. Maybe he's related to Chicken Stiffy.
Why would you do that, Ron? It's ESPN.
How do we find out who Chicken Stiffy is related to? It would make sense.
Could be.
I think Radio Ron is onto something.
Maybe Chicken Stiffy is actually Michael Penix Jr., and I won't use.
I think Radio Ron is onto something, and I think that's his 4th drink at the bar.
Could be.
Pretty sure that's it. What?
Hit me with a little Johnny Walker Black there, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
Hit me.
So Christian McCaffrey is, Christian McCaffrey, man, he is born at the wrong time, isn't he?
Why?
He just seems like a guy from the old days. His attitude, the way he is, you see him in commercials. He's just very deadpan, and he's a man's man. You know what I mean? He's a manly man from like the 60s.
I could see that. Yeah.
Like from the 60s with the crew cut and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, hey, Christian, here you got a calf strain. He's like, I played through worse. And he straight faces you on that kind of thing. He says, it's just one of those things, precaution is good. But definitely, I knew I was going to be good, regardless of what the test says. So, being smart about it. Better to be smart about it than do something stupid.
Man card accreditation right there, I think.
Yeah. He says, I would 100% played this week if the game meant anything, if they let me. It's kind of almost like he has disdain for Kyle Shanahan for not letting him play. Is it fine? I guess it's a smart thing to do.
There are some guys that don't like to be benched in that last game of the season. They think it makes them rusty, and then when they show up in the playoffs, it's like, wow, we haven't played in 14 days.
And don't forget about the stats. A lot of guys, their money sometimes has things that revolve around reaching benchmarks, and the more yards, the more money.
And I think his does. I think his deal is actually pretty incentive heavy.
Right now, he's got 1,459 rushing yards and 2,023 scrimmage yards. So
now, would you think the bonuses would be just in the regular season or the entire season?
Don't know. It depends on the contract.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It really does. So, but still, anytime I see Christian McCaffrey, I'm just like, good for you, buddy. Good for you. I like him.
He's a man's man.
He's a man's man.
I think
sure
so.
he is.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break. We come back. We've got on this date in Big George's sports history and other stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
You still thinking job change in the new year? Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy. IT? Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI. That's what I did. Really? How? Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there too to level up. Sweet. Are classes online or on campus? Both. Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. Progressive presents advice on new teen drivers.
The hardest part about teaching your teen to drive is the chafing from the seatbelt. But the best part is the grip strength you build in your knuckles. Okay, now let's pull out of the driveway.
Here's another tip. Offset a chunk of the cost of adding a teen to your insurance with Progressive's Teen Driver Discount and get a break from the break. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
Steve Jurich here. After working in financial services for over 20 years, I've finally confirmed what investors really want, including me. And it's simple. All they're asking for is 20% annual return with no risk and 100% liquidity. Here's the problem. A money market is safe and liquid, but offers almost zero yield. Mutual funds and ETFs are liquid with upside potential, but aren't safe. A carefully selected next-generation index annuity through IQ Wealth may offer 10% ample liquidity, principal protection, and a lifetime income yield potentially double to triple that of quality bonds. By yielding more income using fewer dollars, our system allocates more money for you for capital growth. It's a winning combination.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now. 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the claims paying ability of the insurer, so compare with Steve. 480-902-3333. Call Steve now.
Hey, Ralph, got another solar question for you.
Okay, but did you check out the Harmon Solar podcast first?
The what?
The Harmon Solar podcast. We put new episodes up twice a month that teach you all the things you ever wanted to learn about solar. We discuss things like how solar works, the roofing, sales process, demand management, everything solar.
Show like this needs some real smart thinkers, huh?
Well, yeah.
So you got some really great guests then, huh?
Almost every show.
Is it on Spotify?
Yep.
iTunes?
Yep. Just search it everywhere. It's the Harmon Solar podcast. Go check it out at harmonsolar.com.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more. Or stream us live anywhere at 1580thefanatic.com. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Kiss the Cook says, I'm in the driveway with my wife. She's waiting on me to pull out.
Care to elaborate on that?
I'm going to let that just sit there. I'm just going to let that sit there.
Something got in common with Phillip Rivers.
Mm-hmm. So, Robert Saleh, the head coach of the Jets.
Yes.
This man is just desperately trying to make Zach Wilson have sounded like a good idea.
This man is a saint.
He says, whether it's here or somewhere else, Zach Wilson, he's going to have a hell of a year. He goes in, or career. Oh, my God.
He's just trying not to destroy the guy. I mean, Zach Wilson played his best. It wasn't any good, but he did play his best.
Mm-hmm. Nobody said he held back. That's one thing. Man, is Robert Saleh fired?
No.
Are we?
No.
I'm glad because
your collection of quarterbacks this year involved Trevor Siemian, Zach Wilson.
Well, like you said, he was big on the, hey, let's get that Zach Wilson kid.
Yeah, but
it has not turned out very well.
Yeah, but sometimes you miss on quarterbacks. It's still a crapshoot. Just because you're getting a guy near the top of the draft doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to get a guy that's great. You're hoping, you do the research and then you get the guy you think is the best. But no, and the fact that they have Aaron Rodgers means that there's at least a plan to kind of transition and shift away from the original idea.
Okay. Well,
and the defense is still great.
I like Robert Saleh, and I'm glad that that's not going to explode on him. But we'll see what happens. Here's the thing nobody's considering. Nobody's talking about. Aaron Rodgers could come back from that Achilles injury and re-injure it pretty damn quick, and he can have exactly the same season next year that they had this year. I'm not saying I hope that happens. I'm saying you never know with that kind of injury if he's going to be ready.
Yeah, or if he comes back and just isn't the same player. He may not even have to, re-injure it. It may just be.
Shanahan was saying nobody should have 2 weeks off. When it comes to, during the course of a season, because then they get too rusty. How about the entire year off that Aaron Rodgers just had? That's going to make for some serious rust. And he's older, which means it's harder to get back.
Yeah. And a big part of his game has always been his mobility and his ability to extend plays, escape the pocket. You're just not doing that at the same level, getting near 40 and coming off a torn Achilles. You're just not.
Yeah. Swave Dave wants you to know he's finally home. Okay.
Congrats.
He says, pour me a tall one, please. Hey, has everybody tried Totina's pizza rolls? Oh, I love those things. They are so bad for you, and they're greasy. They're amazing. There's nothing I'd ever try to eat when my wife was around, but I do love them. And my wife wasn't around. She sent me to the store. Huge mistake on her part, because then, you know what I did? I bought 20 pot pies. I'm not even kidding. I got these big bags of pot pies. They were like $5 for 4, and I'm like, I got $20. And so now our second fridge is freezer filled with those things.
Well,
and I plan on eating those on a regular basis. She's like, there's so much salt. Like, no, you're using the wrong word. There's so much taste. There's
so much love.
Totino's pizza rolls, she would literally throw them out the front door. She would never let me have those. I love those. I mean, if they come out with a healthy version, I love those. Swave Dave says, I tried their FaZe Clan buffalo chicken. I don't know what that means. I was pleasantly surprised, especially with some Lighthouse Big Blue dressing. Have a great weekend. Okay. I don't know what FaZe Clan buffalo chicken is, but Lighthouse Big Blue. Yeah, I don't like blue. I don't like blue cheese. Do you like blue cheese?
Yeah, I do.
This tastes like something's wrong.
It's got to be, use it in the right forum. I mean, you can't just, drink it out of the bottle or anything.
Well, why don't you think I'm drinking any dressing out of the bottle?
I didn't say you. I just said you got to use it correctly.
Mike McCarthy's drinking dressing out of the bottle, but I'm not. I just lost 5 pounds.
How else do you expect him to wash down those sandwiches?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That is a good way to wash them down.
Yep.
Anyway, so all right, Swave Dave. Moist One says, in a big country, dreams stay with you. Yeah, like a lover's voice across the mountainside. But thank you. Big George says, hey, have you had the Marie Callender's chicken pot pie? Yeah, it's too doughy. It's too doughy. I like the cheap ones. I like the Banquet or the Swanson. Give me that for 50 cents.
Oh.
Let me throw that. I eat 2. Listen, let's not. One's not enough. I eat 2, and I'll cook one. I get the other, and I pop them out and I mix them up. I don't even care. Marie Callender. The more expensive the pot pie, the worse it is generally.
Well, yeah, generally, yeah.
He said they got one location left in San Diego. Yeah, there's one right over here by us. No, that's Boston Market. Boston Market Popeyes also.
Boston Market over here?
Yeah,
where we went today?
too doughy.
No, it's gone.
I saw a guy standing up front there.
I was reading the we've moved notice or the
Oh.
we've closed down notice or whatever.
Thought he was walking in. Well, yeah. Okay, that's the end of that. Not like I was going to eat their pot pie anyway. Sounds like I was the problem. Anyway, what was the point? Yeah, I love pot pies. That's all.
I don't know what the point was.
No.
You bought 20 pot pies.
I did. I can't wait. Can't wait to eat them. I wish I was eating them right now. Yeah, you want? I'll bring some pot pies next time we're all here at the station. We'll have a pot pie party. My wife would love it if I get those the hell out of the house. You notice how I bring candy every Halloween?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah,
She's like, take these to work. I was surprised she hasn't done that with all my pot pies. It's like, don't send me to the store. Or understand, I'm coming home with something. She's like, these cookies weren't on the list. Yeah, they were.
You know, what's funny is I had to go to yesterday. I had to go to Fry's, where the pharmacy is, working on a medicine thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I came home this morning. Miss Kim noticed there was a bottle of Evans Williams whiskey. Where'd that whiskey come from?
Huh?
I said I was in Fry's.
Don't send us to the store if you don't like what we bring home.
Over time, as human beings, our understanding of human rights have changed, and so we've amended the Constitution. If the Constitution can be amended, your shopping list, your grocery list can absolutely be amended.
You come home with
It is
potpourri. I'm coming home with some whiskey.
She said to me, well, we've got Woodford, and I don't want to drink the Woodford. That's for like special occasions.
That's good stuff. Yeah, the Jet gave us some of that.
Oh yeah,
no, not the Jet. Oh, am I getting everybody messed up here?
It
Lacrosse guy.
wasn't it
lacrosse guy?
lacrosse guy.
Yeah, sorry.
Lacrosse guy gave me crown.
The Jet is not only giving us a headache.
Well,
that's all he's ever given.
And a hard time.
Yeah.
Lacrosse guy gave me the horse soldier.
That's right. Lacrosse guy's awesome.
That was delicious.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I get my children mixed up. So of course I'm going to get Texas mixed up.
See, and that's the other thing. I almost picked up a bottle of Buffalo Trace. I was looking right at it. Like that was on sale. Why don't I get that too?
Why didn't you get that? I'm almost
sale.
out. Almost out of Buffalo Trace.
I don't know.
I have so much whiskey though.
You were trying to be responsible.
My wife, I brought home some whiskey.
Evan Williams. It's this big right here.
My wife is like,
Buffalo Trace was like this.
I didn't say you succeeded.
She's like, my wife says, I don't think you're ever going to be able to drink all this whiskey. I said, I will. She says, no, you won't. I said, I'll ask Randy to come over. She's like, oh, yeah.
Oh,
take that down in one night.
That's right. I got to listen. One of these days I'm retiring and I have to have some reason for Randy to come over and play. So of course I'm going to have all that whiskey. I mean, how much whiskey do you have? How many bottles do you have?
Right now, presently, I think I have 6.
Well, Radio Ron has like 100 bottles of vodka.
Well, I mean, you didn't ask me about vodka.
Wait, I didn't finish my sentence. A night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So Big George says Buffalo Trace is my favorite whiskey, right next to my Johnny Walker Blue.
You know what else I got? Miss Kim found this too.
What was that?
Buffalo Trace barbecue rub.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Now you've got my attention. That is interesting. Oh God, look at the time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1986, a January game between the Seattle Supersonics and the Phoenix Suns featured something that had never, ever happened in the NBA before. A rain postponement. 10 minutes, 28 seconds remaining in the first half. The game came to a complete stop. Thunderstorm going on outside. Rain leaked through the roof into the Seattle Coliseum, right onto the playing courts. Yeah, they tried to see if they could just stop the game for a minute, but after 55 minutes, they're like, okay, we're done here. And then they came back to play the game, and then everybody in the stands had umbrellas. And then it was all fun and games. They did finish the game, but one of the players ruined his knee, and he sued the city of Seattle. It was, I think, a Sonics player. So, yeah, that
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
How would you sue the city of Seattle?
Because they maintain the Seattle Coliseum.
Oh.
Kind of like the city of Phoenix runs the America West Foot Fungus Arena. here, it's the same thing there. So they're not going to sue the team or the NBA. This guy, he's like, I'm suing the city. And I think he won like $50,000. And back in 1986, that was
money.
That was some money right there. Yeah. Big George says, do you like the Buffalo Trace bourbon cream? Never heard of that.
No.
The Jet says, hey guys, I have Mrs. the Jet in the truck with me.
Yes.
Act cool, like we don't know anything. And so today in our Bible study, we're going to talk about the book of Helveticus. The Helveticas, as you know, they did wander the desert and came up with a font that was really quite nice and very usable.
Yes.
So that was where the Helveticus. So let's turn to Helveticus 3:7, where it says, "Thou shalt type and not use Comic Sans."
Yes.
That's one of my favorite passages.
Oh, yes.
In the book.
Very good,
Of
Jeffrey.
Helveticus.
Very
Thank
good,
you.
Jeffrey.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's all the time we have. Join us again tomorrow when. Oh, wait, we're not on tomorrow. So forget it. Yeah, do whatever the hell you want.
You guys could be here. I'm not going to be here.
I am not going to be here. So I guess that'll do it. I know the Jet, you just turned the show off and the wife's in the car.
Until Monday, I think.
Yeah. I'm not responsible for people's marriages. I mean, maybe breaking a few, but I mean, I'm not responsible for yours. Oh boy. He said joke. We'll talk about the Washington Huskies and the Michigan Wolverines on Monday. I'll let you set that thing up. All right, Keon?
All right.
I don't know who we're rooting for or nothing, but we'll talk about that Monday. The rest of you enjoy a weekend of NFL fun on Saturday and Sunday. We'll see you back here at 3 p.m. on Monday. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a